In the beginning of the drama, we see our female and male lead getting ready for school. Our female lead's name is JJ. She is very beautiful and extremely rich, and her father is a politician. On the other hand, if we talk about our male lead whose name is Kiefer, he is also very handsome, smart, and rich, but not as rich as JJ. Now JJ comes to school in her own car while Kiefer comes to school on an old motorbike. Everyone in school likes JJ very much, and she is very popular in school. She has two best friends, Jazzy and Mika. Both of them are Korean drama lovers and even talk a bit of Korean. Both call JJ a queen. The three have also named their group, which is the Pink Devils. Here we see a girl named Dana who falls down after getting hit. Seeing her, JJ starts teasing her because she didn't like her at all. After that, their class starts. The teacher asks everyone to show their homework. Then the teacher gets busy on a call. JJ takes advantage of the fact that she did not do her homework and she runs away with her two friends. On the other hand, Kiefer reaches school late. The watchman does not let him go inside, but he was the one who never gives up. He crosses the wall and enters the school, due to which he gets hit on his leg. JJ and her friends are quietly going towards the canteen. Even then, a teacher sees them. All of them separate and start running. In a hurry, JJ goes to the boys' washroom and waits for the teacher to leave. Just then she hears a strange voice, which was Kiefer's voice. Here the poor guy was in pain, but our JJ's dirty mind understands something else. After that, Kiefer comes out and starts washing his hands. Then she wanted to see who this rude guy is who was making those voices. She starts looking from behind. Then Kiefer zips up his pant and JJ's dirty mind thinks that he was definitely doing something wrong. After that, Kiefer goes to meet his friends David and Calix in the canteen. They both close the class and sit in the canteen. Kiefer says to them not to skip class. David says, "You are doing the same thing." On which Kiefer says, "I am not skipping the class. I was late today." Then another guy comes there and starts asking everyone's name. Seeing him, David and Calix get scared, but Kiefer is not scared at all. Calix says he is probably a senior. Don't mess with him. But even then, both of them start messing. Both of them are about to fight, but they start laughing, and we come to know that he is Aries, who used to study with Kiefer in middle school. After that, Aries leaves from there. Then JJ comes there and sits there. David and Calix do not want anyone else to stay there except them. If everyone sees them together, the teacher will come to know that they bunked the class and sit in the canteen. So they ask her to go somewhere else. But JJ says, "Why should I go?" She says, "My parents have paid as much as your parents have paid, so why should I leave from here? And if there is still a problem, then I will ask my grandfather to pay the fees of you three. After that, you people will make me sit here." Hearing this, Kiefer gets angry and says, "Is your parent a king so that you pay our fees?" Then they both start arguing with each other. Then JJ tells him things about the washroom incident and calls him shameless. But Kiefer does not understand what nonsense she is talking about. JJ was talking to him. He tries to remove her hand in anger, but then her phone accidentally falls. Both of them start fighting even more. Just then a teacher sees them and all run away from there. In the evening, all the friends hang out at Kiefer's house. Aries has also come there. Actually, Aries had started liking JJ. He shows Kiefer the picture of JJ. Kiefer says, "Friend, you only got this girl. She is a very rude girl. Well, forget this thing, as your choice has always been strange." Aries says, "Whatever she is, but her body is perfect." On which Kiefer says, "I can't say anything about it." On the other hand, we see JJ. After coming from school, she eats food and falls asleep while waiting for her parents. Her housekeeper takes care of her because her parents are always out for work. In the next day, they again met face to face and Kiefer says, "Why you are roaming around me?" But she ignores him and starts to leave, but both unknowingly block each other's way. But JJ thinks that Kiefer is doing this intentionally, so she starts arguing with him. But then he does it intentionally. So she punches him and leaves from there. David and Calix start laughing seeing this. After that, we see Dana, who comes to watch the basketball match. Here she was about to get hit by a ball, just then Kiefer comes and saves her. And from then on, she starts liking Kiefer. She writes poems for Kiefer and pins it on the notice board. Seeing this, Jazzy tells JJ that Dana has written a poem again. JJ says, "What is the big deal in this?" She writes poems on cats and mice. But Jazzy says this time it seems to be a love poem. When JJ sees this, she understands that this poem is for Kiefer. Both Dana and Kiefer are her enemies, so how could she miss this opportunity to insult both of them? Then she spreads the news of the poem in her class 10th section V. Then everyone makes fun of Dana. This news also spreads in 10th section A. Slowly it spreads in the whole school. Aries comes to Kiefer and starts making fun of him. But Kiefer says she is not my type. Here Dana also hears this and gets hurt. She goes to JJ and says, because of you Kiefer has started disliking me. JJ says, I want to make a matchup for both of you. I want to bring you both together. That's why I made the poem viral. Here Kiefer hears this and says, so it was you who made the poem viral. JJ says, yes. He says, being single, what will you make the matchup of others? First find a boyfriend for yourself, then try to match up with others. JJ starts looking at him angrily. He further says, go and ask all the boys of the school, no one will want to date a girl like you. JJ gets angry and Kiefer leaves from there. Next day Aries is waiting outside JJ's class. When she comes out, he asks JJ to go for dinner with him. She was not interested in him at all. She refuses, but seeing Kiefer, she says loudly, do you want to take me on a date tonight? Aries and Kiefer say hi to each other. JJ says, let's meet at night on a date. Hearing this, Aries thinks suddenly why she agreed. She was going for a date when on the way she sees a lady who needed help. So she doesn't waste even a second to help her. While doing this, her phone falls down. Then she goes to drop that lady home and tells her to be careful next time. The lady thanks JJ and invites her to her home, but it is very late, so she refuses. When the lady reaches home, we come to know that this lady is none other than Kiefer's sister. Kiefer says to her, if you are late, then call me once. I will come to pick you up. Then she tells him about the theft. Kiefer starts getting worried. She says, I am fine now. A girl saved me. Kiefer says, leave office early from tomorrow and don't be so late. He says, if something happens to you, then what will happen to Lucy and me? Kiefer doesn't have a mom and dad. He lives with his sister and her daughter Lucy. Then the next day Aries was waiting for JJ. When she comes, she says, sorry for not going on a date last night. When Aries asked the reason, she says that she had an important work and her phone is also missing. That's why she couldn't inform Aries. Aries says it's okay and asks, are you free today? JJ doesn't say anything. He says, look, I was waiting for you the whole night yesterday. Now JJ feels guilty and agrees to go. After that, Aries goes to pick up JJ from home before time. After that, JJ goes to take a shower and just then he places a camera in her room. She comes out after taking a shower and starts changing her clothes, and all this gets recorded in the camera. Unaware of all this, JJ reaches the club with Aries. Here Aries tries to come close to her, but she tries her best not to give him a single chance. She was just waiting to get rid of this idiot. Just then we see that Kiefer, Calix, and David also come to the same club. Aries calls them. Kiefer is shocked to see JJ there. She was already irritated with all this. She gets more irritated on seeing Kiefer. When she goes to the washroom, Aries shows the video of JJ to all three. All three are shocked and Kiefer says, how can you be so foolish? He says, making such a video of anyone is wrong. He asks him to delete it quickly. Aries says, why are you getting so angry? If you don't want to see it, then let them both see it. Kiefer gets angry and both are about to fight when JJ comes out of the washroom. Here two men start teasing JJ. Seeing this, Kiefer comes to save her. But JJ directly goes and hits one of the boys. The other guy says sorry and takes him away. Then she says, I don't need any hero. I can take care of myself. Kiefer says, yes, I have already seen how much you can take care of yourself. He says, how you let a person come to your room. But she doesn't understand it indirectly. After that, they're sitting there and Aries gets very drunk. He forces JJ to drink, but she refuses. He tries to kiss her, but JJ pulls him and slaps him and starts leaving. Aries says nonsense to him, but Kiefer stops him and tells JJ to go home. After coming home, JJ sees her mother crying. On asking, she finds out that JJ's father has been arrested in a corruption case. An officer asks them to leave this house. They can only take her daily food and can't touch anything else. JJ starts taking her expensive branded bags, but the officer refuses. Then they both leave the house, but where should they go now? All her cards have been blocked and she won't even give him money. Then her housekeeper asks them to come to her house. For JJ, all this was like a nightmare. JJ, who used to live in luxurious palaces, now starts living in a small room. In the morning, her mom cooks her favorite fried rice. JJ is happy to get mom's cooked food after so many years. She didn't want to go to school because she was afraid that everyone would make fun of her in school. Mom says if your friends are true, they won't make fun of you. After that, Kiefer also comes to know about JJ's father in the news. He feels bad for JJ. On the other hand, JJ, who always used to come to school in her car, but today she takes public transport. After reaching school, she looks at Jazzy and Mika. But both of them ignore JJ. Here Kiefer notices this thing. Then everyone in the class bullies JJ. It was not her fault that her father is bankrupt. Still, everyone is calling her a thief. She looks at her friends for once for support, but both of them do not say anything. Then at break, Dana comes to Jazzy and Mika and asks them to be her friend instead of JJ. But they don't say anything. Just then JJ also comes there and everyone gets up and leaves. One boy shouts and calls her a thief. Then everyone starts throwing paper balls at her. Mika and Jazzy feel bad for JJ, but they could not say anything. But Kiefer and his friends are also there, and here Kiefer takes a stand for JJ. He says, "What is the problem with you? Despite being so educated, how can you people do such a thing?" He says, "Whatever happened, her father has done. What is her fault in that?" Then JJ leaves from there. David says to Kiefer, "Earlier I thought you hate JJ." Then Calix says, No, David, you are not understanding that he hates the attitude of JJ. It does not mean that he hates JJ. Then both of them together start teasing him with the name of JJ. After that, we see that Aries has made a new girlfriend. Seeing JJ, his girlfriend says to him, "This is the same girl with whom you went on a date. The poor girl looks lonely and painful, so you should talk to her." Aries says, "Who will talk to the daughter of a thief?" JJ gets angry and says, "Aries, you have made a new girlfriend so soon, and what are you saying? I am the daughter of a thief. Don't you remember a few days ago you were begging the son of this thief to go on a date?" Then they start leaving. But JJ says to that girl, "This boy is not fit to be anyone's boyfriend. It is time to be careful with you." Here Aries was laughing, so she asks, "Why are you laughing?" Then he says, "I know everything about you. I have seen everything." JJ does not understand anything, then he acting like JJ says, "This watch is given by my father on my birthday. Please let me take it." JJ remembers this. She told this to the officer that day when he had to leave the house. Now JJ understands everything and she says, "You went to my room." He starts laughing and says, "It is your mistake. Why don't you close the room?" While his idiot girlfriend was also supporting him. JJ tries to take his phone to check what else video is in it. Just then Kiefer and his friends come there and Kiefer hears about the video. The phone falls near Kiefer's feet. He picks up the phone and angrily says to Aries, "I told you to delete the video. Why haven't you deleted it yet?" He tries to take the phone again, but Kiefer breaks the phone in anger. Aries also gets angry and they both start fighting. All the students gather there. JJ gets very scared seeing both of them fighting. She tries her best to stop them, but it is of no use. At last, David and Calix somehow stop both of them. Dana gets angry seeing Kiefer fighting for JJ. After school, JJ was waiting for the bus when Kiefer comes there. A lot of things have happened to JJ in these 2 days. First, her dad getting arrested, then the house being snatched away, and everyone in school bullying her, and now this Aries doing this. Kiefer felt bad for her. He talks about dropping her home, but JJ refuses. He says, "I am talking seriously." She says, "I am also talking seriously." She says, "I can go alone." Just then the van comes and she goes away. Kiefer kept looking at her. Somewhere he must be thinking that this girl is very strong. Now our JJ has become a responsible person. Mom has gone out to find a job. She starts doing all the household chores, but she is not used to all this, so she makes some mistakes. While washing clothes, she sees a rat and throws everything away and runs away. While pressing clothes, she falls asleep and the clothes burn. She goes to cook and burns everything, but somehow she completes all the work. On the other hand, Kiefer reaches home late. His sister understands that the bike must have broken down again today. The bike is very old, so it breaks down again and stops in the middle of the road. And because of this, Kiefer often reaches late to school and home. She tells him to use the car, but he ignores it and goes to eat a sandwich. Here Lucy says Uncle Kiefer should wash hands before eating. Sister says, Kiefer, I am serious. Kiefer says, this motorbike is my dad's last memory. It keeps me connected to my dad. How can I leave it? Then his sister says nothing else. While JJ's mom comes home tired and defeated. She was not getting a job anywhere and no relatives were helping her. JJ gives her phone to help her. Seeing it, her mom thinks that how much JJ has grown up now and has started taking responsibility of the house. Here mom gets emotional. She starts eating the food cooked by her, but when JJ tastes it, she realizes that it is not worth eating at all. So she forbids mom, but mom doesn't listen because her daughter has cooked food for the first time. Whatever it is the best food for her. Then the next day in school, someone pins JJ's picture and calls her the real devil. Everyone was making fun of JJ. Kiefer and his friends come and chase everyone away and then tear the picture and throw it away. JJ sees all this from a distance. In the games class, everyone was talking about JJ as much as they could. She was trying to avoid everyone, but then a girl intentionally hits her with a ball and starts bullying her. JJ can't control herself. She wanted to hit that girl, but then she takes out her anger on the ball and throws it hard, and the ball hits Dana directly. JJ had no intention to hurt her, but still everyone was calling her names. The teacher also scolds her and warns her of expulsion. During the break, JJ suddenly comes to Kiefer and his friends. Kiefer asks, "What are you doing here?" JJ directly asks him, "Do you like me?" Kiefer and his friends get shocked for a second. Then Calix and David start laughing. Kiefer says, "What nonsense are you talking about?" "I don't like you." She says, "If you don't like me, then why are you helping me?" She says, "Just accept that you like me." Kiefer forbids her from dreaming like this. JJ says, "Leave it, you have a lot of ego. You won't accept it." "I would have asked these two." Then she asks both of them, "Does any one of you like me?" Both of them are overjoyed and both say, "Yes," together. Then seeing Kiefer getting angry, both say, "No," in fear. Then JJ says, "If you don't like it, then why did you tear my photo to help me?" Before Calix and David can say anything, Kiefer says, "Because you look like a witch, your photo is not worth displaying." Hearing this, JJ makes a wired face. Actually, JJ had realized that in school everyone listens to Kiefer and is a little scared of him too. So if Kiefer becomes her boyfriend, then no one will bully her. But Kiefer directly refuses. Then she asks Calix and David to become her boyfriend. Both of them really wanted to become her boyfriend, but Kiefer doesn't let that happen. He says, "Find some other servant to run your orders and stop chasing us three." Then he takes both of them away. But JJ doesn't give up. She comes to Kiefer standing in the corridor. Then suddenly she kisses him and says, "Become my boyfriend, otherwise I have other plans to do." Here per Kiefer is in shock. And on the side, Dana starts burning with anger after seeing their kiss. Then the teacher's voice comes from the side. "What was this? You both come to the office quickly." Now along with JJ, Kiefer is also given a warning. The teacher tells JJ, "It is the last time. After this, I don't want to see you in the office." She says, "Yes, ma'am, I understood." Then she says to Kiefer, "Babe, you also understood." Kiefer, getting irritated, says, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Frustrated, Kiefer comes out and says, "Enough is enough. Now listen, even if this world ends tomorrow, and you are the last girl left in this world, even then I will not be your boyfriend. So stop dreaming." Then he starts leaving. JJ shouts and asks, "If the world doesn't end tomorrow, then you will become my boyfriend, won't you?" After school, as usual, JJ was waiting for the bus. Just then Kiefer comes and JJ is happy seeing him and says, "I knew you would definitely come. My guess is never wrong. I know very well that you like me, that's why you have come to drop me home." She gets excited and goes to sit on the bike. But then he starts the bike and leaves. JJ escapes from falling and scolds him a lot in anger. Next day, JJ comes to the canteen. She did not have money to buy lunch, so she just takes a water bottle and sits down. Suddenly, all the students start bullying her. The poor girl was not able to run and sits there. As soon as Kiefer comes to know, he comes there running and protects her. He shouts, "From today, if anyone touches my girlfriend, then no one will be worse than me." Kiefer's one line was enough, and everyone goes and sits in their respective places. JJ was crying. He was looking at her and says, "Don't worry, from today onwards, no one will trouble you." After school, JJ stops Kiefer. She knew that Kiefer does not like her, but still he called her his girlfriend in front of everyone and protected her. She thanks him for this. Today, Kiefer talks about dropping her home. He agreed to become JJ's fake boyfriend, but not for free. In return, JJ will have to complete all of Kiefer's assignments. Hearing this, JJ thinks, "I never do my own assignments. What can I do for you?" Then JJ sits on the bike in anger and gets off very far from her house. Actually, she was feeling a little embarrassed about her house, so she did not want Kiefer to see her house. She starts giving one excuse after another to leave. But Kiefer is adamant on his point. His sister had told him that a girl should not be dropped on the road. She should be dropped to her home. JJ understands that there is no use in arguing with him. She sits on the bike and starts showing the direction of the house. But she again gets off a little far from the house and says bye to Kiefer. Kiefer still insists on dropping her to her home. Then her grandmother sees both of them. She considers both of them as girlfriend-boyfriend. She calls their pair cute, and both of them do not deny this. She asks JJ, "Your mom is not at home." "I called her many times, but she did not reply." JJ says, "Mom is ill. She must have slept." Kiefer is still adamant on his decision. JJ gets upset. Kiefer asks her to show the house. JJ looks at the house once and looks at Kiefer once. She felt that Kiefer made fun of her house. But our Kiefer is not like that. He is not affected by all these things. He asks JJ to complete the assignments. JJ says, "Okay, Mr. Boyfriend, thank you for dropping me home," and says bye to Kiefer. Kiefer looks at her angrily. She comes close to him and says, "Okay, by now leave from here." Kiefer says, "You are very ill-mannered. At least you can ask for water." She asks him to wait, but he insists on going inside. Then they went inside. JJ gets scared seeing Mom's condition. She had high fever. Kiefer asks her to go to the hospital, but Mom refuses. They just needed some rest and medicine. Kiefer quickly goes and brings the medicine. JJ asks him for the bill, but he doesn't show her. She snatches the bill and then talks about returning the money in a few days. But Kiefer refuses. JJ doesn't like it at all if someone shows pity on her. Kiefer says, "Okay, pay the bill later. Now go quickly and feed the medicine." Now Mom gets well by the night after getting the medicine on time. At night, JJ falls asleep while doing the assignments. Mom is happy to see her taking her studies seriously, but then she notices that these assignments are of Kiefer. On her asking again and again, JJ tells her the whole story. Everyone in the school bullies her, and all these students are scared of Kiefer. No one goes against him. So she has made a deal with Kiefer. Kiefer will become her fake boyfriend, and in return, she will complete Kiefer's assignments. Mom finds all this wrong. She knows very well that her daughter is very strong, and there is no need for her to keep quiet behind Kiefer's protection. She says to JJ, "End the fake dating as soon as possible." JJ refuses, then Mom thinks that she has started liking Kiefer. So she says, "If you like him, then tell me, and if you don't like him, then end this fake dating." Then Mom explains a lot to her, and she also agrees. Next day at school, Aries and Kiefer come face to face again. Both were about to fight, just then JJ comes and stops both of them. She says to Aries, "Why are you looking at him? Fight with me. That poor guy almost lost to you last time. Come on, fight with me now." Seeing this, Kiefer was looking at her angrily and thinking in his mind, "Why is she insulting me?" Seeing her strange actions, Aries leaves from there. She says to Kiefer, "Don't stop me today, I will definitely defeat him." Kiefer angrily says, "No one has stopped you." Then Kiefer asks him to stay away from Aries and his matter. JJ says, "I don't want you both to fight again. If something happens to you." So Kiefer says, "What are you saying? Have you fallen in love with me?" JJ stops him from talking nonsense. Then he starts leaving with his assignments. JJ had promised her mom that today she will either confess her love or break up. Then she was just saying "I" to him and was unable to say anything further. Then a new student named Rainy enters. Kiefer was just looking at her and JJ notices this. JJ was not saying anything further, so Kiefer thinks that the matter is not important. He says he will talk to her later and goes behind Rainy. In the class, Dana passes a paper to JJ which looks blank, but on the side it is written in small handwriting. Like this blank paper, your future is also completely blank. Then she comes to hit him in anger. Just then the teacher comes, so she controls her anger. On the other hand, at Kiefer's class, there is a new student, Rainy, who enters. She introduces herself to everyone. Kiefer's eyes were not moving away from her. He asks the student sitting next to him to go to another seat and asks Rainy to sit there. Both of them smile, looking at each other. In JJ's class, the teacher shows the math test paper to everyone. Dana thinks that like always this time too, she will be the highest scorer. Then the teacher tells her that this time the highest scorer is someone else. She is shocked and asks, "Sir, who is she?" Then the teacher takes JJ's name. Hearing this, JJ is very happy and she teases Dana by showing her paper. At home, Mom feels proud on seeing JJ's test paper. She is happy and she hugs JJ. Next day, Kiefer was playing basketball with his classmates. Just then, Rainy comes there. The ball goes to Rainy. Kiefer asks for it back. Then she directly puts the ball into the basket from there. Kiefer, who was already impressed, gets even more impressed seeing this. After the match, Rainy praises his game. Kiefer feels that Rainy knows a lot about basketball. She tells him that her brother is a basketball player, and that's why she knows so much. Kiefer was about to ask her something, but for some reason she stops him and leaves by making an excuse of some important work. Kiefer says, "Okay," and then smiles. On the other hand, Micah and Jazzy were missing JJ a lot. They were thinking of becoming friends again, but then both of them remember that her father is corrupt and we also got trapped. So both of them stop themselves. Then we see that not only Kiefer, but almost all the boys of the school are fascinated by the beauty of Rainy. Calix and David are also impressed by Rainy and both were thinking about her. Just then Kiefer comes and says, "Why not I go and ask her whom she likes from both of you?" Then he goes and asks Rainy to join the basketball club with him. Seeing Kiefer talking to Rainy, JJ gives an evil smile and comes straight and sits between the two. JJ lovingly says, "Babe, I was looking for you since so long and you haven't had lunch yet. Look how thin you have become. Why don't you take care of yourself?" Then pointing out to Rainy, she says, "Babe, is she your friend?" Poor Kiefer was just feeling embarrassment. Then she introduces herself as Kiefer's girlfriend. Rainy praises the pairing of the two and calls them a perfect match for each other. As soon as she leaves, JJ moves away from Kiefer. Kiefer says, "Now you have found peace." JJ says sorry, but then she also reminds him that in the eyes of everyone in the school, both of them are a couple. So it is not right for him to flirt with Rainy like this. On the other hand, Dana wanted to change the name of the group to something else from the Pink Devils. But Micah thought that it would be better to change the name by replacing Pink with Queen. Both of them called Dana their new queen. Seeing JJ, Dana says, No, I don't want to become a queen. If I become like her. Instead of queen, you people call me princess." Then she invites both of them to her birthday party and again taunts JJ, saying, "I will not invite such poor people to my birthday party at all." JJ says in her mind, "You can talk as much nonsense as you want. It doesn't matter to me." She moves ahead with her carefree attitude. Then she sees Kiefer and Rainy talking again. She goes straight to the notice board to listen. Rainy had got assignments, but she was new, so she had no idea how to do this work. Here Kiefer offers her help and talks about completing her assignments. Hearing this, JJ says in her mind, "He gets done his assignments by me and will do someone else's assignment himself." While leaving, Rainy says hi to JJ. Seeing her, Kiefer thinks, "Why should I do assignments? Even I have JJ." In such a situation, JJ understands his intentions and starts leaving by making an excuse, but he directly hands over Rainy's assignments to her and tells her to complete them today. JJ refuses, but she has to do this. Next, Kiefer was waiting for Rainy after school. As soon as Rainy comes, Kiefer comes to talk to her and asks her about her decision to join the basketball club. But Rainy had not decided yet. So Kiefer talks about dropping her home. Then Rainy's eyes fall on his bike, and smilingly, she says that someone is already waiting for you. When Kiefer looks at the bike, JJ teases him and says, "Hi, babe." Kiefer comes down angrily and says, "Why are you hanging from my bike like a monkey?" Then she gives him Rainy's completed assignments, and then she reminds him again that they both are girlfriend and boyfriend. So Kiefer should drop her home every day. Then she gets excited and asks him, "How is my new helmet looking? It is cute, isn't it?" Kiefer doesn't like it at all and says, "Why should everything be pink?" Seeing Dana and her friends coming, JJ's drama starts again. She starts talking to Kiefer lovingly and says, "I am so lucky that I have a boyfriend who drops me home every day, but some people are single like always." Here poor Dana gets emotionally damaged. After some time, Kiefer looks at her hands and says, "You have become too uncomfortable," and she quickly removes her hands. After that, she misunderstands that he is taking a shortcut and quickly asks him to stop the bike. But he doesn't listen. She says, "I already know that you are very shameless. I saw you in the bathroom doing dirty things." Kiefer says, "You should stop talking nonsense. I have never done anything to any girl till date." Then Kiefer jokingly says, "But you are my girlfriend, so I do with you." Then JJ does not let him say anything further. She starts hitting him. The balance gets disturbed and both fall. Then he leaves JJ and starts checking his bike. JJ gets angry and starts beating him again and does not let the poor guy say anything again. She says, "My leg almost broke and you are worried about this bike?" Both start fighting. He asks her to come to his house. JJ gets scared. She felt that even in such a condition, Kiefer wants to do something wrong with her. Kiefer angrily says, "Stop talking nonsense. There is medicine that has to be applied on your leg." He asks her to hold his bag, but she throws it away. So he talks about leaving her on the middle of the road. So she quietly sits with the bag and both reach home. JJ remembers that she has come here before also. She comes inside and sees Kiefer's sister and remembers her that she is the same lady whom she helped that day. Kiefer gets a little confused that how do these two know each other before? Then his sister tells that she is the same girl who had saved her from a thief that night. Kiefer gets confused that this girl can do something like this. Seeing the injury on JJ's leg, his sister asks Kiefer to bring medicine and blames him for JJ's condition. Poor Kiefer tries to explain that it was not his fault, it was JJ's fault, but his sister does not listen to him and says, "You were driving the bike, so it is your fault. Now go and bring the medicine." He gets irritated and goes to bring the medicine. Just then his daughter Lucy comes there. JJ gets friendly with both his sister and Lucy. His sister used to stay out for work most of the time, so they needed a babysitter to take care of Lucy. JJ says, "Can I be Lucy's babysitter?" Before his sister and Lucy could say yes, Kiefer refuses because he believed that JJ was the spoiled daughter of a rich dad. She also had many servants to take care of herself. So the girl who could not take care of herself, how would she take care of anyone else? But JJ was confident that she can take care of Lucy. So Kiefer doesn't say anything else. After coming home, she tells her mom about this. Mom refuses and says, "Your dad has paid the school fees for the whole year in advance, and I will manage the rest of the small expenses. So you just focus on studies." JJ explains that she now wants to be an independent and responsible person. She will handle studies and babysitting of Lucy together. After a lot of convincing, Mom gives her permission. The next day at school, Kiefer was talking to David and Calix when suddenly Dana and her friends come there and invite Kiefer to their birthday party. David and Calix quickly say, "Where's our invitation?" Dana says that the card has Kiefer and partner written on it, so they both can also come. After school, JJ comes to do babysitting of Lucy. Both enjoy a lot together and also dance and sing. Just then, by mistake, Kiefer's bag falls. JJ goes to pick up the bag. Then she finds Dana's birthday invitation card. On the other hand, poor Kiefer was sleeping for some time after coming from school, but was disturbed by the sound of these two. He comes down and says, "JJ, you cannot be quiet for some time." JJ says, "Sorry, Uncle Kiefer." Then again tauntingly says, "You are going to Dana's birthday party. It is written Kiefer and partner, then whom will you take, David or Calix?" Kiefer just smiles and then, keeping the books in the bag, he says, "Why should I take someone else when I have a girlfriend?" Here, JJ does not understand anything quickly. So after thinking for a while, she realizes that in the eyes of the world, she is Kiefer's girlfriend. She says, I do not want to go to Dana's party, and requests Kiefer to not take her to the party. But Kiefer does not listen to her. After that, at night, Kiefer's sister comes and helps JJ get ready. She was looking so beautiful that Kiefer could not take his eyes off her. JJ says, I knew that I am looking very beautiful now, stop looking like this. Kiefer's sister and Lucy start laughing. After that, both of them reach Dana's house, but JJ refuses to go inside. She was afraid that everyone will make fun of her. Kiefer says, you just stay with me, no one will say anything. JJ blushes. Kiefer starts leaving. JJ gestures him to hold her hand like a couple, but our innocent Kiefer does not understand and says, what happened? Did your hand break? JJ gets irritated and starts going ahead. After that, Kiefer wishes Dana happy birthday. Seeing JJ, Dana gets angry and says, why have you brought her? Kiefer says, if I will not bring my girlfriend, then whom will I bring? Seeing Kiefer has brought JJ with him, Dana gets angry. Jazzy and Kara try to set her mood right, then the favorite song of the Pink Devils starts playing. Kara and Jazzy cannot resist and come and request JJ to dance with them. The favorite song of all three was the same, so JJ cannot refuse. They dance together and enjoy, and as usual, Dana is jealous. After the dance, Kiefer brings fruit juice for JJ. Both of them start talking. Kiefer asks, you miss Kara and Jazzy a lot, right? She says, if I like or love someone, it is for a long time, not a short time, and both of them are my middle school friends. How can I forget them? She had to go to the washroom for a little touch-up, but Kiefer says, what is the need of this? You are already looking very pretty. Hearing this, JJ blushes, but she had to go to the washroom, so she leaves. Then Rainey comes there. Kiefer greets her. When Rainey asks, did you come alone? He says, no, I have come with my classmate. JJ also hears this and gets upset because Kiefer just called her beautiful, and as soon as she left, he got busy flirting with Rainey. Then she goes to the washroom in anger and starts badmouthing Kiefer. Then Dana comes and locks her from outside and puts a sign of broken toilet. Poor JJ shouts a lot for help, but nobody hears her. She falls asleep while waiting. Everyone was going back to their homes. Kiefer asks Dana about JJ, and she tells him that she had left long ago. Kiefer gets a little angry that how can JJ do this? Dana thinks that now she will be able to spend some time with Kiefer. Just then Rainey comes there. Kiefer talks about dropping her home, and Dana is alone again. After Kiefer leaves, Dana asks her housekeeper to unlock the door. JJ comes out and thanks her. Then she starts looking for Kiefer. But Kiefer had already left. She comes home upset, but pretends to be happy in front of her mom. Mom tells her that she has been offered a job in Malaysia. JJ is now really happy. She asks her mom to accept the job. JJ was thinking that she and her mom will go to Malaysia together, but due to some official issues, her mom could not take her along. But her mom did not want to leave her alone. So JJ says, no problem, Mom, it is just a matter of 1 year. You go there. I can take care of myself. Leaving JJ and going to a new country will be very painful for Mom, but she had to make JJ's future too. So for JJ's better future, Mom has to take this hard decision. After that, JJ was helping Mom in packing, so she does not come for babysitting of Lucy. Sister asks Kiefer to take care of Lucy, but Kiefer was busy playing video games. Sister turns off the TV and seeing Lucy says, do not give the remote to Uncle Kiefer at all. Then Sister goes to the office. Kiefer tries very hard to take the remote from Lucy, but she does not give it to him. She was missing JJ a lot and insisted on meeting her. Kiefer tries to convince her, but she does not agree and starts crying. At last, Kiefer has to take her to JJ's house. She is very happy to meet JJ. Kiefer asks her, where were you last night? I was waiting for you. JJ does not believe his words and says, I know very well how long you were waiting for me, and anyway, I am your classmate and not your girlfriend, so why would you wait for me? Kiefer says something when Mom comes and asks Lucy and Kiefer to have lunch together. Kiefer used to miss his mom's food a lot. Today, after eating JJ's mom's food, he remembers his mom. He eats to his heart's content. Mom feels pity for Kiefer and JJ calls him Devil. She says, eat a little less, have some mercy on a poor person like me. Kiefer knows very well that she is joking, so he was eating carefree. Here Mom had bought a new cell phone for JJ. It was not as expensive as before, but it was very good for JJ. The price of the phone does not matter to her. It is more important for her that she will stay connected with her mom through this phone. She will be able to talk on calls and video calls. Then Lucy talks about taking a selfie with the new phone. So all of them take a selfie together. After Kiefer and Lucy leave, it is time for JJ and her mom to separate. Mom tells her to take care of herself and then she leaves. JJ starts feeling that the house is empty. She cries a lot. Then, the next day after class, Rainey was waiting for JJ. Kiefer's birthday is tomorrow, so she wanted to buy a gift for him. She tells JJ that you will also have to buy a gift, so she says, we both go together. Here JJ did not know that her fake boyfriend's birthday is tomorrow. Rainey takes her to a branded perfume store. Dana was also there. She makes fun of JJ on seeing her. She says, you should just give blessings to Kiefer. This perfume is for you. It is beyond your means. Rainey forbids Dana from talking like this. Then Rainey chooses a perfume and asks JJ what she wants to buy. JJ talks about buying something else from outside. After that, Rainey goes to make the payment. JJ starts coming out of the store when the security detector at the exit starts ringing. The guard suspects JJ and asks her to show her bag. JJ gets confused as to what is happening. Rainey and Dana also come there. Dana again starts making fun of her. Rainey says, you people must have made a mistake. My friend can never steal. JJ says, leave it, Rainey. Let him check my bag. On checking, the security guard finds a brand new perfume bottle. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. The guard asks JJ to come to the office. She repeatedly says that she did not steal and does not know how the bottle came in her bag. But the guard does not listen to her. The manager comes and takes her to the office. Here Rainey calls Kiefer and tells him everything. Kiefer also goes out to help her. On the other hand, such thefts were happening repeatedly in the store for the past few days. So the manager was very angry. He talks about calling the police. Meanwhile, Kiefer also arrives there. He was sure that JJ could not have stolen, but he did not want to prolong the matter further. So he talks about paying for whatever loss she has incurred. The manager says okay, and the problem is solved with the manager. But according to security rules, the photos of all thieves have to be displayed so that people remain cautious. JJ says, I did not commit any theft, so why would you display my photo? JJ asks Kiefer, are you sure that I did not commit the theft? Kiefer says, yes, I am sure that you can never steal. Kiefer says, display my photo with my friend too. The guard had no problem with this. Kiefer says to the scared JJ, don't worry, I am with you. Here poor JJ is getting embarrassed. The guard takes their photo. Kiefer asks him to take another photo, which he wanted to keep with him for memories. Seeing Kiefer doing so much for JJ, Rainey doesn't like it that much. Now maybe she also starts getting jealous. After everything is solved, Kiefer thanks Rainey for helping JJ and calling him. She says, when JJ was in trouble, I will call her boyfriend only. He smiles. Then he talks about dropping Rainey home. But Rainey had to buy something for her mom, so it will take some time. Kiefer says, I am going to eat something nearby. When you are done, then call me, I will come to pick you up. Then she says, that's fine, but how will JJ go? On which JJ says, I had no problem, I can go by myself. JJ says, let him drop you, my house is nearby, I will go. Rainey says, okay, then I will call. Kiefer was looking at Rainey smilingly. JJ says, this is too much. You are not able to take your eyes off her. Stop looking at her like this, your neck will get crooked. Then he asks JJ to go with him to have some snacks. Kiefer had already paid for the perfume, so JJ did not want Kiefer to waste more money on her. This time she wanted to give Kiefer a treat, but eating in a restaurant in the mall was out of her budget. So she takes him to a nearby food stall. Here seeing the photo, she says, how weird I look in this. But this photo is very special for Kiefer because unlike the photos of today, there is no filter in this. It is a real moment. He says, after years, when I will see this photo, I will remember that one of my friends, JJ, who is facing the worst time of her life, is a little scared. She is frightened and she feels embarrassed. She seems like she will cry now, but still my friend is very strong. JJ smiles on hearing this. Kiefer regrets that when his mom and dad were alive, he did not like to get his photos clicked, and that is why today he does not have any photo with his mom and dad to remember them by. He gets emotional. He wants to have an album that has photos of his family and close friends. He was talking when Rainey sends a message that her shopping is done. Kiefer tells JJ. She says, yes, then go quickly. Why are you making her wait? Kiefer says, and how will you go? She says, my house is nearby, I will go. Kiefer tells her to message him after reaching home, then he goes to drop Rainey. After that, before going to sleep, JJ looks at her family photo. She misses her mom and dad a lot, and she also starts crying. She already messaged Kiefer to inform him that she reached home. Kiefer also goes to reply to her, but just then Lucy comes. She tells Kiefer that she misses JJ a lot. She asks Kiefer to bring JJ home tomorrow, on which Kiefer promises her that he will call her, but it is very late. So he tells Lucy to go to sleep. On the other hand, JJ falls asleep waiting for Kiefer's reply. Then the phone rings. She starts talking thinking it is Kiefer, but it was Rainey on the call. Rainey tells her that she has reached home safely. Then she says Kiefer is a very responsible and caring person. You are very lucky that you have such a good boyfriend. JJ quickly hangs up the call, making an excuse, and frustratedly says, I am a fool. He doesn't care about me at all. I sent a message and he hasn't even replied to it yet. On the other hand, our Kiefer was about to reply to JJ again, but this time his sister comes and asks him, who are you messaging at this late hour? He says he is messaging his friend. Then he tells his sister that today JJ was accused of theft, but now everything is fine. His sister feels that Kiefer and JJ are not just friends. There is something more between them. Kiefer says that there is nothing like that. They both are just friends. After that, before she talks nonsense, he asks her to go to Lucy's room. His sister teases him while leaving. Then Kiefer gets a message from Rainey. She thanks him for dropping her home and sends sweet dreams, hugs, and kisses. Kiefer blushes, then smiles, and he sends welcome and good night. In the midst of Rainey, he forgets to send a message to our JJ. Then the next day in school, Dana shows everyone the video, which was of yesterday's perfume case. In the video, the security guard was taking JJ to the office, thinking her to be a thief. After watching the video, everyone starts making fun of JJ. Dana was talking too much and JJ gets very angry. She wanted to hit Dana, but then the teacher comes, so they sit on their seats. Here, Jazzy feels bad for JJ, so she tells her to stay strong and shows her support. Even during the break, Dana was bad-mouthing JJ, deliberately provoking her, calling her a thief. JJ can no longer control herself and comes and grabs Dana's hair. Both start fighting. Seeing them fighting, Rainey runs to stop them. She tries her best to stop them, but by mistake she touches JJ's hand and she falls unconscious. Seeing all this, Kiefer runs and gets angry at JJ. He repeatedly forbids her from creating problems. He quickly takes Rainey to the sick room. After that, the doctor tells him that she is fine. She just needs some rest. JJ was worried about Rainey. She wanted to see her, but then the principal calls her to the office because that which Dana had complained and also told the principal and ma'am that JJ was caught stealing in the mall yesterday. The principal and teacher are not saying anything. They don't investigate. They just watch the video shown by Dana and believe that JJ is a thief. She keeps saying that she didn't steal, but nobody listens to her. She is directly suspended, and there is also talk of expelling her. She is asked to go home. So she was going upset. Just then Kiefer comes. JJ asks him about Rainey. Kiefer was fed up with her daily fights with Dana. He was angry and says, "Are you really worried about Rainey, or are you just asking like that?" JJ tells him about her suspension, on which he says, "Yes, it is your fault. Who told you to fight with Dana?" Kiefer says that not just because of that, but because of yesterday's perfume incident. He angrily says, "Did I tell you to buy perfume for me?" JJ feels that life is very unfair to her. Very wrong things are happening to her. She doesn't like this at all. But Kiefer believed that life is unfair for everyone. It is not just for JJ. In the whole world, JJ is not the only one who is facing problems. Almost everyone has some problem in their life. Then JJ says, "It is very easy to speak. Try staying in my place." If someone insults your parents every day, will you sit quietly? He says, my parents' death was because of a drunk truck driver, so it does not mean that I will beat up every drunk truck driver in the world. He just wanted to explain to JJ that people will say a lot of things, but you will have to learn to control your anger. She says sorry and leaves. After she leaves, Kiefer says that he really said too much. Then Rainey comes to his senses. She starts asking about JJ. Kiefer tells her about JJ's suspension. Rainey says this is wrong. She did not steal. Kiefer says, yes, I know, and that is why I am going to talk to the principal. Rainey also talks about going together. Then both of them defend JJ together, and finally JJ's suspension is overruled. Rainey is doing so much for JJ. Seeing this, Kiefer gets even more impressed by her. He starts thinking that Miss Rainey is the epitome of kindness and she is a perfect girl. In the evening, Kiefer comes to JJ's house. JJ did not want to see him, but Kiefer had to talk to her. Both of them start running here and they're like Tom and Jerry. At last, JJ gives up. Kiefer knew that she would be upset. He did not want to leave her alone, so he makes an excuse about Lucy and asks her, aren't you missing Lucy? She was missing Lucy, but her mental state was not suitable for babysitting right now. She was only thinking about her suspension. Kiefer tells her that the principal has overturned her suspension and she will be able to go to school from tomorrow. At first, JJ does not believe it, but then Kiefer tells her that he and Rainey had to talk to the principal. Then she believes him. Kiefer starts taking her to his house. She says, wait, let me change. She goes to change her clothes. Kiefer does not pay attention and starts following her. She asks, what is this? What are you doing? He is unable to say anything. JJ, as usual, calls him shameless and then closes the door. Kiefer starts laughing at his own antics. After reaching home, he directly hands over his assignments to JJ and asks her to complete them right away, and he sits down to play a game. JJ gets angry and says, I have come to play with Lucy, not to do your assignments. But he does not pay attention to her words and asks her to complete the assignments properly. She says, I do it properly every time, and that is why you are getting good marks. Kiefer says, yes, so like me now you have also started getting good marks. Actually, Kiefer's motive behind getting his assignments done by her was not to torture her. He knew that JJ has the potential to get good marks, but she never used to concentrate on studies, and that is why he deliberately used to get his assignments done by her so that she can concentrate on studies. But he will never say all this in front of JJ. He enjoys behaving cool in front of her. Then Lucy comes to know that she had to play with JJ. Kiefer tells her to be patient. Then Lucy starts teasing him. Then both of them signal each other, and together they attack JJ. Seeing all three of them laughing and playing sister smiles. After dinner, both of them sit on the poolside and talk. JJ thanks him for 3 things. First, for trusting him that she did not steal. Then in the afternoon, for scolding her and explaining that one should not fight for small things. And then to stop her suspension by telling the principal. Kiefer jokingly says, don't say thank you so much, what if you fall in love with me? JJ says, impossible. He asks why. She says, how can I like you when I know very well that you will never like me? Then she says, I said it right. Her eyes were clearly saying that she has already started liking Kiefer. She was waiting for his reply. He says, there is a big chance that I can like you. She asks seriously. He says, yes. Then he laughingly says, if something happens between us by mistake, then there is a chance. Till now, JJ was serious. Hearing this, she gets irritated and stops him from talking nonsense. After talking about random things for some time, he says, I have never seen a girl as brave as you. Then jokingly, he says, you know very well that your future is dark, but still you are facing everything with a positive smile. You are very strong. She gets a little emotional and says, now I don't know whether I should consider this as my insult or a compliment, but whatever it is, thanks Kiefer for understanding me. In the next day, when JJ comes to school, everyone starts looking at her in a weird way. Some idiotic boys ask her about her rate. JJ doesn't understand anything at first, and then a student comes and asks, is it you in this video? I did not know that you are fond of making such videos. JJ understands that this is the same video that Aries had captured from the hidden camera placed in her room. In this video, she was changing clothes. David and Calix also get this video. Both of them get very angry at Aries. Then that idiot Aries comes there and asks both of them how they liked the video. Both of them say that you should not have done this. She is a very good girl. Aries starts laughing and says that if she was not good, then it would have been better to make the video viral. By now, Kiefer also came to know about it. He comes running and directly starts fighting him. JJ comes running and tries to stop both of them. She did not want Kiefer to protect her this time, also like every time. She asks Kiefer to stay away from her. She was very hurt by whatever happened and says, "You all are very fond of seeing me without clothes. Look." Then she starts taking off her clothes one by one. Kiefer stops her, but she does not listen. Just then Rainy comes running and stops her and calms her down. Then she takes her away from there. Kiefer tells Aries that our matter has not been closed yet. We will meet downstairs. Then he asks David and Calix to delete the video from everyone's mobile. JJ and Rainy were in a classroom. JJ had faced a lot till now. She got distracted again and again, but she stood firm. Today's incident breaks her from inside. She was not able to understand anything, but she was sure that she cannot see Kiefer getting distracted again and again. So today itself, she decides to end her fake relationship. Rainy says, "Fake relationship, but you both are a real couple, aren't you?" Then JJ tells her that Kiefer became her fake boyfriend to protect her. Rainy says, "But why do I feel that you have started liking him?" She says, "Yes, I have started liking him, and that is why I cannot see him getting hurt for me. He is very innocent and is always ready to help everyone. I do not want to take advantage of his goodness." Both were talking when a girl comes and tells them that Kiefer and Aries are fighting again in the ground below. Both run down to stop them. On the other hand, we see that Aries breaks Kiefer's head with a big stone and blood starts flowing from his head. JJ comes there and cries a lot while holding Kiefer. Kiefer was badly injured and was bleeding profusely from his head. Kiefer faints there and he is immediately taken to the hospital. JJ also starts to follow him, but Dana does not let her go. She was very angry with her and blames JJ for Kiefer's condition. Just then the teacher comes and calls both of them to the office, and the teacher repeatedly forbids them from fighting. Immediately after this, JJ rushes to the hospital where Rainy, Calix, David, and sister were already present. Everyone was worried about Kiefer. Here JJ wanted to see him. The poor girl was very scared. Everyone together calms her down. Lucy was alone at home, so sister had to go home. She asks JJ to take care of Kiefer. Then Rainy goes to drop sister outside. Here Calix and David wanted to teach Aries a lesson, but JJ stops both of them from doing this. Just then Dana comes there, and she was still angry, saying, "As long as you are around Kiefer, he will keep getting injured." She also calls JJ unlucky for Kiefer. Before the matter escalates, Rainy comes there and stops them. She takes care of the situation and goes out with Dana. Jazzy and Micah take care of JJ. Teachers were also worried about Kiefer. They were calling from time to time and asking about Kiefer. Aries should have been expelled for such a big mistake, but he is just suspended. But JJ is not affected by that because she was only worried about Kiefer. David takes care of JJ like an elder brother. After that, it was night and everyone goes home. JJ stays here and waits for Kiefer to regain consciousness. But he does not regain consciousness. The doctor tells sister that Kiefer's condition is stable now, but it will take some time to recover. After that, sister asks JJ to go home, but JJ insists on staying with Kiefer. Lucy was alone at home, so JJ asks sister to go to Lucy. After that, it is morning. Kiefer was still unconscious. The nurse comes and says there is nothing to worry about. He is fine. JJ feels a little better. Then sister calls JJ and asks her to come to school to discuss Aries' case. To discuss the matter, she asks JJ to come to school right away. While leaving, she kisses Kiefer on his forehead and asks him to wait for her return. In the next scene at school, even sister and Aries' parents talked at school. Sister was not ready to forgive Aries. Aries made obscene videos of JJ and made them viral and then injured Kiefer badly. This was not a small mistake, and that is why sister wanted to file a police case against Aries. Aries' parents beg sister for mercy and talk about giving Aries the harshest punishment at home. The principal apologizes on behalf of the school and says to settle the problem here itself. But Sister believed that Aries will not improve with such small punishments. So she sticks to her decision of filing a police case. After that, JJ thanks Sister. Just then, the doctor calls her to inform that Kiefer has regained consciousness. Sister tells JJ about this, so she rushes to the hospital and sees that Rainy is already with Kiefer and he looks very happy with her. JJ doesn't want to come between their happiness and doesn't meet him. Then she goes straight home. A few days pass like this and she doesn't meet Gary. Then one day she gets a message from her sister. Sister asks why she didn't come to the hospital to meet Kiefer and also tells her that Kiefer will be discharged today, so she should come home and meet him once. She's reading the message when Aries' girlfriend comes there. Aries' girlfriend is very angry that Sister and JJ have filed a case against Aries. She scolds JJ and makes fun of his father, calling him corrupt. JJ believes that his father is innocent and she starts insulting him even more. Then Dana and friends come there. Dana says to Aries' girlfriend, "Your boyfriend is a worse person than his father." Aries' girlfriend leaves from there in anger. Then Dana talks to JJ lovingly, at first saying that she's a fool and shouldn't pay attention to Aries' girlfriend's words. But then Dana says, "Don't you think that whoever you're around, something bad happens to them? First something bad happened to your dad, and now it's happening to Kiefer. These bad things will keep happening to Kiefer as long as you're his girlfriend." All these things hurt JJ a lot, and somewhere she starts feeling that she's unlucky for everyone. Then Rainy asks her to go meet Kiefer after school, but she doesn't say anything and leaves. On the other hand, Kiefer comes home and Lucy welcomes him lovingly. On the other hand, our JJ remembers all the things one by one. First, Dad going to jail and everyone bullying him in school and Kiefer taking a stand for him. Then Aries making a video of him and the video going viral. Then Kiefer fighting with Aries and getting badly injured. Remembering this, she starts feeling that there is no point in her staying alive. She is unlucky for everyone. She was going to jump from the bridge. Just then Kiefer calls her. She gets irritated and says, "Why is it so hard to die?" Then she receives the call and says, "What do you want to say?" "Tell me quickly, I'm busy." He asks, "What are you doing?" She says, "You don't need to know what I'm doing." He says, "All right, but if Lucy asks about you, what should I say? Should I tell her? Aren't you missing her?" As usual, both start fighting like kids. Kiefer gets serious and asks her about her location. At last, getting irritated, she says, "I'm going to jump from the bridge. Now you're happy." Hearing this, Kiefer understands that the matter is serious. He starts getting ready to go to her. He keeps her engaged in talks. He asks her, "If you die, then whom will I talk to?" She says, "I'll come as a ghost, so talk to me." He asks her to share her location. She says, "Which person sends his location before dying?" He keeps her engaged in conversation again and says, "If you die by falling in water, then your body will swell and your face will become more chubby." She says, "You are doing body shaping." He says, "I know truth is bitter, but truth is truth. What can I do about it?" He says, "Just think once that your face is already so big and it will become even bigger after death. You already look weird, and after death you will look even weirder." JJ stops him from insulting her, but he doesn't stop and says, "After death your horrible photos will come in the newspaper. All the people will see them. Do you really want people to see your horrible photos? You had to die, but you had to look good on the day of the funeral." Kiefer talks about giving her ideas to die well and asks her to share the location. This time she agrees and sends the location. Then she asks herself, "Is it possible that I want to die and look beautiful too?" In a few minutes, Kiefer reaches there with his bike. After talking to her, he takes out a rope and ties his and her hand. He says, "Let's die together." Then he goes to jump. JJ gets angry. She wanted to die, but she did not want Kiefer to do this. Kiefer asks, "Why? What happened?" She starts blaming herself that she has troubled Kiefer a lot, and because of her, Kiefer was going to die. She did not want to trouble him further. Kiefer was irritated with this and said, "You have to die, right? It's okay, but before that, eat something and then decide what you want to do." He started taking her to his favorite restaurant, but she didn't want to go. He said, "I know you're poor and you don't have money. It's okay, I'm here. This is a treat from me." She wanted to say something else, but he didn't let her say anything. He took her straight to the restaurant. There he ordered her favorite dishes, and they both started eating. Kiefer started having a headache. JJ asked him about the medicine he was carrying with him. She checked the medicine and asked him to take it today. He said, "Today you're very worried, but when I was in the hospital, where were you? Why didn't you come to meet me even once?" He added, "Rainey also came, but you didn't." Here Kiefer didn't know that JJ was with him from morning till night and was also waiting for him until he woke up. Rainey came in the morning, but JJ didn't tell him anything about this. Then she said, "You should be with Rainey." Kiefer got a little confused and asked, "Why are you saying this?" JJ was feeling guilty that Kiefer was going to die because of her. Kiefer said, "The decision to defend you was my own. You didn't ask me to defend you. So stop feeling guilty like this." But still JJ believed that it was all his fault. He is unlucky for Kiefer, so to keep Kiefer safe, it would be better for him to leave his life. And for this first of all, he should take the decision. She asks Kiefer to break up with her, but she doesn't know why Kiefer doesn't agree to this. However, JJ remains adamant on her point. Kiefer finally agrees, but puts a condition that JJ has to sing a song for him and play the piano along with it. Only after that will he break up. Actually, he thought that JJ doesn't know how to play the piano, so there is no possibility of a breakup. But JJ goes and sits on the seat near the piano. Before starting, she reminds Kiefer that after this both of them will break up. Then she starts singing a song and playing the piano. She starts imagining that Kiefer is also singing with her. She remembers every moment spent with Kiefer. She gets emotional. After completing the song, she says goodbye to Kiefer and leaves from there. The next day, both of them come face to face in school. JJ looks at him for a moment, but then turns her eyes away. Kiefer was still looking at her, and Rainey also notices this. Kiefer doesn't like it at all that JJ is ignoring him like this. He wants to talk to her. After that, he waits for her after school. As soon as she comes, he starts acting like he's doing something else. JJ again ignores him and starts leaving. Just then he asks, "Why are you ignoring me?" She reminds him that both of them have broken up, so it wouldn't be right to talk like this. JJ had deliberately posted the news of their breakup on social media so that everyone would know that Kiefer is now single and can date any girl. Kiefer says, "What was the need to do all this?" JJ replies, "Now you are free and you can date anyone like Rainey." Kiefer says, "Who are you to order me? I will date as per my wish." Then he adds, "By the way, Rainey is not that bad." JJ gets cheated by Kiefer's reply. She says, "See, I already knew that you like her. You are a #1 playboy." Kiefer says, "This is too much. First to yourself say that I should date Rainey and now you're getting angry." Hiding her emotions, JJ says, "Date anyone, it doesn't matter to me." Then she wishes Kiefer a happy birthday and leaves from there. After she leaves, Rainey comes there. She says, "You became a fake boyfriend to protect JJ." Rainey praises him for this and calls him a good person. Kiefer gets confused about who told her that he and JJ's relationship was fake. Then Rainey says, "JJ told me everything. He is very lucky to have a friend like you." But Kiefer considers himself lucky that a girl like JJ is his friend. It's Kiefer's birthday, so Rainey wants to give him a treat. Kiefer first refuses, but finally agrees. Rainey asks him to choose a restaurant of his choice, so he chooses his favorite restaurant where he had come earlier with JJ. Here Rainey is talking to him, but Kiefer's attention is only on the piano. He's missing JJ. When he comes home, he sees Lucy, who looks upset. On asking, he finds out that JJ has resigned, and that's why Lucy is upset. What's happening is that JJ likes Kiefer and Kiefer likes Rainey. JJ considers herself unlucky for Kiefer, so she wants to forget him and stay away from him as much as possible. That's why she resigned. Kiefer comes straight to her house and asks her the reason for resigning. She makes an excuse about studies. Kiefer says, "You're lying." JJ doesn't say anything. Kiefer says, "You haven't given me my birthday gift yet." The poor girl doesn't have anything. Then he takes her to a fried rice stall and offers to feed her fried rice as a gift. Both of them talk a lot. JJ starts feeling better. Then she also agrees to babysit Lucy again. Here JJ indirectly expresses her feelings to Kiefer, but our intellect Kiefer is unable to understand. After that he comes to drop her home. He says, "Thank you for this birthday gift," which means fried rice. He tells her to think about next year's birthday gift and keep it ready. JJ is not sure if she'll be able to study in school next year or not. Hearing this, Kiefer gets a little upset and asks why. She says, "Because I'm very rich." He says that's why you're crazy. He thinks everything is a joke. Then getting serious, he says, "Whether you study in school or not, we can remain friends." JJ doesn't answer this and starts leaving by saying bye. Here JJ gave him a lot of hints about her feelings, but even then Kiefer's mind couldn't understand this. And now seeing JJ going like this, he asks JJ, "Is there anything that you want to ask from me? If yes, then tell me I can do anything for you." JJ gets more upset and says, "I am not a beggar, Kiefer. I do not like to ask anything from anyone." Saying this, she leaves and cries a lot behind the door. Kiefer also gets upset and doesn't understand what JJ wants. The next day, he is also very worried about JJ and is thinking about her. He's trying to understand what she was saying, but still he's not able to understand. Then Rainey comes there. Kiefer doesn't show much interest in her. Rainey thinks that he's busy. She says bye and starts to leave. Kiefer stops her and says sorry for ignoring her. Rainey says, "If you have any problem, then share it with me. I will help you." Kiefer asks, if a girl says, "Kiefer, I am not a beggar, I do not like to ask for anything," then what does it mean? Rainey understands that he's talking about JJ. Kiefer first denies it, but then says, "Okay, understand that JJ said it." Rainey asks, "What did you say to her?" He says, "I do not know why I was feeling very bad for her. I tried my best to make her happy, but still she is not happy." "Why is that?" She says, "You are too concerned about JJ." He says, "There is nothing like that. We both are just friends." Then suddenly Rainey holds his hand and says, "You are thinking too much." That time JJ must have been in a bad mood, that's why she must have behaved like this. "You are very nice. She can't stay angry with you for long." Both of them were talking when JJ comes to return Kiefer's jacket. Seeing both of them talking so closely, she gets agitated and runs straight to the washroom. She tries to gather herself. When she comes out, she sees Calix and David going. She stops them and asks them to return Kiefer's jacket. Both of them refuse because they believe that when ex-lovers return each other's things, no one should come in between. Whoever comes in between, something wrong happens to them. So both of them ask JJ to return the jacket. JJ tries her best to explain to them that nothing like this will happen, but still they don't understand. So JJ quickly throws the jacket on them and then runs away from there. When she comes to the class, Dana makes fun of her. JJ doesn't want to create a problem again, so she keeps quiet. After that, during the break, Rainey comes to meet Kiefer. She is worried about JJ. She wants to apologize to JJ for holding Kiefer's hand. Kiefer says, "I'm not able to understand. The hand is mine, so why do you need to apologize to JJ?" Rainey says, "Then I should apologize to you too." She says sorry to him. Kiefer forbids her from saying sorry. She still says sorry to him. He says, "Stop saying sorry again and again. I felt good when you held my hand." Rainey starts laughing and says, "Whatever you just said was very crazy, but still I felt good." Rainey likes Kiefer. So now when everything is over between JJ and Kiefer, she gives Kiefer a lot of hints that she likes him. She says, "If you want, then we both can be together." Kiefer gets confused and says he doesn't understand. Then she says, "I mean, we can play basketball together. I want to join your basketball club." Kiefer had thought something else. He starts laughing. He offers Rainey the basketball in exchange for joining the basketball club. She asks for the jacket, and he promises to bring it for her. On the other hand, Dana, the witch, again starts troubling JJ. She had put glue on JJ's chair, and she was not able to get up. Jazzy comes and starts helping her. Her skirt gets torn while trying to get up. Everyone starts attacking her and making a video. Then Calix and David come running like heroes and cover JJ. To divert everyone's attention, they take off their shirts and say, if you want to make a video, then go ahead and make it. Somehow, while covering JJ, they leave from there. Seeing Calix and David doing this, Miss Dana gets impressed. Jazzy also notices this. After that, Kiefer comes to know about JJ's problem and comes to praise Calix and David. Actually, he had told Calix and David to help JJ whenever she's in trouble. Then JJ comes out after changing her skirt. Kiefer asks her, "Are you okay?" She says yes because now she's used to all this. After Kiefer and his friends leave, Jazzy comes there and says, "We have to find a boyfriend for Dana and only then she will stop bullying you." Actually, in middle school, Dana used to like a boy a lot, but that boy was more interested in JJ than in her. Dana was very hurt by this and has hated JJ ever since. Here, JJ gets worried about who will become her boyfriend. Then Jazzy tells her that Dana has started liking someone. If that boy becomes Dana's boyfriend, then she will stop troubling JJ. Jazzy whispers the name of that boy in her ear. JJ also gets excited and starts making plans to unite the two. The next day, JJ had come to babysit Lucy. She was playing with him. Kiefer was going for basketball practice. His sister tells him to eat something before he goes, but he says that there's something special outside today. After that, he reaches the basketball court where Rainey is waiting for him with special fried rice. Kiefer had promised to give Rainey his basketball jacket. He starts taking it out, but then realizes that he's forgotten it at home. He calls his sister and asks her to bring the jacket. His sister and Lucy were going to give him the jacket when JJ was going home. Kiefer's basketball court was on the way, so she says, "You give it to me and I'll give it to him." On the other hand, Rainey and Kiefer were playing basketball. JJ comes to give Kiefer's basketball jacket. Rainey gets jealous seeing her and asks her what she was doing at Kiefer's house. JJ tells her that she's babysitting for Lucy and that Kiefer's family considers her as their own family. Hearing this, Rainey gets upset. Then Kiefer gives the jacket to Rainey. Seeing this, JJ gets confused and Kiefer tells her that he had promised to give the jacket to Rainey. JJ gets hurt but still acts happy. Then JJ says cute to both of them. She doesn't want to disturb them anymore, so she goes straight home. At night, her mom calls JJ. Both of them talk for some time. Her mom asks her about her dad, and JJ tells her that the lawyer has said that they can't meet her dad right now. Both of them are worried about her dad, and together they encourage each other. Then JJ sits to study. Just then Kiefer calls and she gets angry. She says, "What is the time? You don't give me peace without disturbing me even for a day." Kiefer wants advice from JJ regarding Rainey's matter. Rainey is angry with him and not talking to him. JJ says, "Yes, so what can I do in this?" Kiefer says, "I feel that Rainey is jealous of you." JJ says, "When there's nothing between us, then why is she jealous?" Kiefer doesn't say anything, and then JJ asks, "Do you love or like me?" Kiefer himself doesn't know what's in his mind. He says, "I don't know." But then he asks, "If I like you?" After thinking for a few seconds, he says, "No, I don't think I like you." JJ thinks what an irritating guy he is. She says, "When we don't love or like, then why are you and Rainey jealous?" She has to study, so she goes to cut the call, but Kiefer doesn't let her do it. She doesn't understand what she should do. He talks about going to JJ's house. JJ says, "Have you gone mad? Rainey is angry with you." "I'm not angry with you, so go to her house." "Why would you come to my house?" Getting irritated, she cuts the call. Calix and David call Kiefer a playboy who is trying to impress both JJ and Rainey together. Kiefer defends himself by saying that he wanted advice from his best friend regarding Rainey, so he called JJ. David says, "We both are your best friends." JJ is not there, so you could have taken advice from us also. There was no need to call her from there. After that, Kiefer directly comes to Rainey's house. She is still angry with Kiefer. He somehow convinces her to talk to him. Without discussing other things, Rainey directly asks him if he wants to be just friends or if he wants more than that. Obviously, he wants more. He wants to be her boyfriend. Both of them like each other, but before starting a relationship, Rainy puts a condition that he will have to stop doing JJJJ again and again. Kiefer believes that he doesn't do JJJJ at all. Rainy says, believe it or not, but you always worry about JJ, and I have no problem with that. However, when he's with her, he has to stop thinking about JJ. She wants him to think only about her and no one else. He says okay. She asks Kiefer to come and watch her play the piano. He says, you also play the piano. Rainy asks, you also, meaning who else plays? She understands from Kiefer's expression that he's going to say, JJ, again. She gets angry again. Kiefer consoles her, and both of them share their first hug. The next day, the news that Rainy and Kiefer have become an official couple spreads throughout the entire school. JJ is hurt again hearing this. Then Kiefer brings Rainy to his house and introduces her to his sister and Lucy. His sister wants to make tasty dishes for her, but Miss Rainy refuses, saying that she doesn't eat oily and spicy food. His sister feels a little weird. Then Lucy requests Rainy to dance with her, but she refuses again and again. At last, she even shakes off Lucy's hand. Lucy gets scared and calls her scary. His sister asks Lucy to say sorry to Rainy, but Miss Rainy says she's a child, it's okay. Then she starts explaining why she doesn't like dancing. She believes that dancing makes her hair disheveled, and she doesn't like disheveled hair at all. She also asks Kiefer to get a proper haircut. The next day, Kiefer attends Rainy's piano play. Rainy is in front of him, but still he's imagining JJ. Rainy notices that Kiefer's attention is somewhere else and leaves in anger. Kiefer also realizes his mistake and quickly follows her, saying sorry to her. He says, I remembered something. Rainy says, I remembered something, or someone remembered. He doesn't say anything. Rainy understands that this time also he was thinking about JJ. Then she leaves in anger. The next day, JJ comes to babysit Lucy. Here Kiefer feels a little strange and doesn't look at her. At night, he calls Rainy to meet him. He asks for one last chance and apologizes for all his mistakes. Rainy wants only her to be in Kiefer's mind and no one else. Kiefer promises that this will not happen from today onwards. Finally, she forgives Kiefer. Both start having dinner happily. Meanwhile, JJ comes to the grocery store to buy rice and eggs. Then the news shows that the final verdict of JJ's dad's case has come. Her dad has been found guilty and is sentenced to 15 years in jail. Seeing this, JJ gets scared. Kiefer also sees this news and starts worrying about JJ. He wants to go to JJ, but doesn't get the courage to say anything to Rainy. He can't control himself, so he apologizes to Rainy and says, Rainy, this is the last time. I will never do this again. I have to go right now. Rainy gets very angry. She says, just now you said sorry, and right now you're talking about leaving me alone. He starts explaining to her that it is very important for him to go. She says, who else is more important than me? But he does not say anything. Rainy understands that he wants to go only for JJ. Kiefer leaves her there and starts coming straight to meet JJ. He meets her on the way. She was going home scared and crying. He stops his bike and comes straight to her. JJ cries a lot. Due to stress, she is not even able to walk properly. Kiefer was not going to leave. He carried her home, put her to sleep on the bed, and took off her slippers. Then he quickly went and made tea and helped her drink it and took care of her. After some time, she fell asleep. Her clothes were wet, so Kiefer started searching for them in the wardrobe. The next morning, when she wakes up, she is shocked to see her clothes changed. She gets very angry at Kiefer. At school, Kiefer apologizes for leaving Rainy alone in the restaurant. He tries to explain everything to her, but Rainy doesn't listen to him. Kiefer stops him. Rainy says, how long will you keep lying to yourself? Why don't you accept that you liked JJ earlier and you still like her? Kiefer doesn't say anything. She asks, tell me the truth, do you really like JJ? He says yes, but I like her as a friend and nothing else. Rainy forbids him from lying. She believes that Kiefer was doing wrong to both her and JJ. Here Rainy directly talks about breaking up and while leaving says that now he will only think about JJ. After she leaves, JJ comes there and gets very angry at him for changing clothes and directly slaps him. She calls him a person who is more degraded than Aries and accuses him of taking advantage of her. But poor Kiefer is not able to understand what she is saying. Rainy comes and directly slaps JJ. JJ stops her from coming between them. She says, "Don't forget that Kiefer is my boyfriend." JJ was accusing Kiefer of wrong conditions. Rainy says he is the one who has done so much for you and always protected you. Today you're blaming him. JJ starts to leave in anger and our Kiefer starts following her. Rainy stops him and says nothing can happen if you even after all this are following her. But Kiefer is sure that JJ has some misunderstanding. He wants to clear everything. Then Rainy also leaves in anger. But Kiefer doesn't go to convince Rainy. Instead, he goes after JJ to clear the misunderstanding, which proves that JJ is more important for him. He asks JJ to tell the whole story, but she again starts scolding him a lot and pushes him away. When she comes home, her grandmother returns her dried clothes, which had become wet yesterday. JJ gets confused. Then her grandmother tells her that last night Kiefer had asked her to change JJ's clothes. Then JJ realizes that she has made a big mistake. On the other hand, Kiefer goes to meet Rainy and apologizes to her again and asks for one last chance. He promises that he will not go after JJ anymore. Then she forgives him. On the other hand, JJ wants to apologize for her actions and writes a long text message. After that, she starts checking Kiefer's Instagram ID and gets upset after seeing Kiefer with Rainy's pictures together. The next day at break, Rainy wants to apologize to JJ. Rainy asks Kiefer to go to class because she wants to talk to JJ alone. Kiefer ignores JJ and goes straight to class. Rainy then says to JJ, "I know you like Kiefer." JJ says, No, we are just friends." Rainy says, "Believe whatever you want or not, but listen to one thing carefully. Kiefer is only mine, and if you have even a little shame left, then stay away from my boyfriend." "Do you want your name to get tagged as a boyfriend snatcher?" Rainy asks. "No, then stay away from my boyfriend. Are you understood?" After saying this, Rainy leaves and JJ gets upset. Just then Jazzy comes and consoles her. Then both of them make a plan to introduce Dana to her crush. JJ makes some questions like favorite song, dish, place, color, hobby, and many more. She gives these questions to Calix and David and asks them to fill them out on the pretext of a project. Both of them fill out the answers and give them back. Jazzy looks at their answers and gives them to JJ. Jazzy says they are mentally immature. "But what else could we have done now? We will have to do something on the basis of whatever answers we have got." Then Jazzy goes to the canteen. After that, Kiefer is going from there. JJ stops him and starts checking here and there before talking to Kiefer. Kiefer asks, "What are you doing?" She says, "I am checking if your girlfriend is around or not. If she sees me talking to you, then she will scold me again." Then Kiefer starts leaving. She stops him again and apologizes for accusing him wrongly and slapping him. Kiefer was hurt a lot. He says, "It was so easy for you to blame me so much." But she feels guilty and starts hitting herself. Kiefer stops her and says, "As long as I am in school, I will protect you. No one has any right to hurt you, and you too." JJ was looking at him. He says bye and starts leaving, but then he stops and says, "Do you remember when I used to hear about you stealing a perfume? I never doubted you even for a second. I have full faith that you can never do this, and I was expecting the same trust from you for myself too. But you did not trust me at all." Saying this, he leaves from there. JJ starts feeling even more guilty. The next day, a small event is organized by the school where Rainy is going to play the piano. The teacher welcomes her, and then she starts playing the piano. Seeing her, JJ says from the side, "Yes, that's all. I will play better than her." Then Jazzy and Micah come there. Everyone is helping Dana to meet her crush. Calix reaches there, but David has not arrived yet. He is in the washroom, and this David is our Dana's crush. One of the answers that David had filled out yesterday was that she likes geisha. JJ thinks that he likes Japanese geisha and asks Dana to get ready just like a geisha. JJ's plan was that Dana will come in front of David and David will fall in love with her on the spot. But nothing like that happens. Dana comes in front of him outside the washroom, and David gets very scared on seeing her and runs away thinking she is a ghost. JJ and friends also reach there. JJ follows David and explains to him that she is not a ghost, she is Dana. David asks, but why has she become a ghost like this? JJ says, you like Japanese geisha, right? David clarifies, I like Indonesian singer geisha, not Japanese geisha. JJ realizes her mistake and comes straight to Dana, who is sitting upset and thinking that she is ugly and will remain single for her whole life. But JJ explains everyone is beautiful in their own unique way. No one is ugly. She apologizes for all the mistakes she has done till date and asks her to become her friend. Dana also apologizes for her mistakes. All the grudges between them are cleared and all four become friends. The four of them hug. On the other hand, Lucy is not eating food. She is missing JJ a lot. Kiefer tries to feed her again and again, but she refuses again. JJ is not coming to meet her. She blames Kiefer for this. Kiefer also feels bad. The next day, Kiefer comes to talk to JJ about Lucy and says, Lucy needs you. I know you hate me and I don't have any problem with that, but please come again to babysit Lucy. Saying this, he leaves. After school, she comes to meet Lucy. But seeing Rainey playing with Lucy, she leaves from there. Lucy is getting bored. She plays her favorite song, but Rainey doesn't like the song. She says, what are you listening to? You should listen to classical music. Then she changes the song. Lucy starts crying loudly. Her sister and Kiefer come running. Lucy insists on going to JJ. The same night, Kiefer messages JJ that Lucy needs her, but she didn't come. JJ was also missing Lucy, but what could the poor girl reply? She didn't want to come between Kiefer and Rainey. Then she starts looking at her and Kiefer's photos and thinks of deleting them. On the other hand, Kiefer was also looking at their photos. JJ wants to delete the photos, but can't do it, while Kiefer deletes all the photos at once. The next day, Kiefer's sister comes to meet JJ with Lucy. JJ comes from school and is very happy to see them. Here, Kiefer's sister convinces her to babysit Lucy again. After that, Lucy has to buy a birthday gift for her friend, so JJ goes with her. On the other hand, Kiefer is with Rainey. Rainey is already planning her wedding. Kiefer is just looking at her. After some time, he goes to the washroom and then gets a message from his sister. She asks him to pick up JJ and Lucy. Rainey sees the message and doesn't want Kiefer to go to JJ, so she deletes the message. On the other side, it is very late and the shop is also closed. JJ and Lucy are waiting for Kiefer. Unaware of all this, Kiefer goes to drop Rainey at her home. Both of them say bye to each other and Kiefer leaves from there. Then Rainey opens the door and finds her cousin brother Aries in front of her, who was expelled from school. Here we come to know that Aries wants to take revenge from Kiefer and JJ. So Rainey suddenly coming to Kiefer's school and becoming friends with Kiefer and Kiefer and JJ breaking up and then becoming Kiefer's girlfriend. All this was not a coincidence. It was a good plan made by Aries. Rainey completes all the tasks that were given to her. Now Aries tells her his next plan, which is to get Kiefer expelled from school. Rainey is not happy to hear this, so she starts leaving saying she is feeling sleepy. Then Aries warns her that JJ is very smart and can ruin the plan, so be careful of her. On the other hand, we see JJ and Lucy. It is very late and Lucy and JJ are still waiting for Kiefer. All the shops are closed. Lucy is very tired and feeling sleepy. JJ goes to call Kiefer, but unfortunately the phone switches off due to low battery. It's night and she can't get a bus or taxi. Then JJ sees a car washing shop nearby. She goes to charge her phone. Fortunately, she sees Calix and David there, who have come to get their car washed. They both are shocked to see JJ and Lucy there so late. JJ tells them the whole story. They get very angry at Kiefer, wondering how he can be so careless. Then both come to drop JJ and Lucy home. Just then, Kiefer's sister also returns from the office. She closes the gate and starts going inside. Then they call her and ask her to open the gate. Seeing JJ and Lucy with Calix and David Kiefer's sister gets confused. JJ explains everything to her. Kiefer's sister also gets very angry at Kiefer. Everyone comes inside. Unaware of all this, Kiefer is comfortably playing a game. Kiefer's sister scolds him a lot. He doesn't understand anything because according to him, he never received Kiefer's sister's message. Kiefer's sister tells him the proof. Kiefer gets more confused. Kiefer's sister thinks that he was with Rainey and that's why he forgot to pick up Lucy and JJ. Kiefer says that he really didn't receive anyone's message, but no one is listening to him. Lucy is feeling sleepy, so Kiefer's sister goes to put her to sleep. JJ says that Kiefer must have deleted the message intentionally. She says, "You hate me, okay, but Lucy is your own sister's daughter and she was with me. At least you should have thought about her safety." Somewhere everyone was thinking that Kiefer has changed a lot after Rainey's arrival. The next day at school, JJ was thinking about the sudden changes in Kiefer's behavior in school. Then Dana, Jazzy, and Micah come. They ask the reason for JJ being so lost. She tells them that after coming into a relationship with Rainey, Kiefer has started behaving weirdly. He has changed a lot. She started feeling that something is wrong. Kiefer can never be so careless about Lucy. Then the Pink Devils decide to find out the whole truth. On the other hand, Kiefer comes to Rainey's house for dinner at night. There are only salads in the name of dinner which Miss Rainey had prepared with her own hands. Kiefer does not like all this, but still he quietly eats it to keep Rainey happy. Rainey makes a naive face and says, "I do not like it at all when you talk to JJ. I want you to block him." Kiefer says, "We both are just friends." Then Rainey gets upset and he has to block JJ even though he does not want to. The Pink Devils gang is outside Rainey's house. They want to investigate Rainey's background. There JJ comes and asks why they called her there so late at night. Dana says Rainey is not that simple a girl. The day she broke up with Kiefer, she was talking to someone on the call. She was saying, "I broke up with Kiefer, what should I do now?" When I heard this, I did not find it so serious, but today morning when you told me about Rainey, I thought about all the incidents and found that Rainey has a lot of suspicions. Then she says, "Who captured the video of the theft incident and who spread it in the school?" JJ says, "You spread it, right?" Dana says, "No, I was with you." How could I record the video, and when I didn't have the video, how could I spread it? Everyone starts thinking that someone was already present there who recorded the video, and then it was spread in the school. Their doubt about Rainey turns out to be true. After that, Kiefer leaves Rainey's house, and after he leaves, someone comes to pick Rainey up. She changes and starts going with him. The Pink Devils chase the car and reach a restaurant. They are shocked to see Rainey with Aries. They try to listen to their conversation, but are unable to. Dana asks JJ to record the video. JJ starts doing the recording. After some time, they come out, and everyone is confused as to what Rainey is doing with Aries. JJ calls Kiefer, but the call doesn't get connected. Micah asks her to send a message, but the message doesn't get sent. Then JJ realizes that Kiefer has blocked her. She gets very upset. Jazzy and Micah say to JJ, "Ask Rainey right now what is going on." But Dana stops them and says, "You have recorded everything, right? So just wait till tomorrow. I have a better plan." The next day, there is an awards ceremony in the school. Rainey gets the Best Student Award. The Pink Devils also say, "We know how she is good." Here Kiefer gives a bouquet to Rainey. Then the Pink Devils' time comes. Dana comes on the stage and starts praising Rainey a lot. She calls her the pride of their high school. Later, she directly exposes her. Everyone is shocked to know what relation the best student of the school has with Aries, who has been expelled from the school. Seeing this, Rainey feels embarrassed and she leaves. Kiefer follows her and asks her for an explanation. She does not hide anything and tells the truth. Actually, Rainey's family had taken a loan from Aries' family, which they did not repay. Aries was taking advantage of this situation, and Rainey also had to pay the debt, so she had to support Aries even though she did not want to. She accepts all her mistakes one by one. That day, she had put perfume in JJ's bag, and Aries had recorded the video of accusing JJ of theft, and he had spread it in the whole school. Then she also accepts that she was pretending to be unconscious that day so that Kiefer gets angry at JJ, so he started hating her. At last, she accepts that while acting out of love, she has actually fallen in love with Kiefer, and that is why she had decided that from now on she will not support Aries. Last night, she was talking to Aries about this, but today, all this has happened. Knowing all this, Kiefer gets hurt and says, staying with me all the time in the hospital and taking care of me, all that was also a part of your plan, right? Rainey says, I was not with you. She is JJ who was always with you. I had just come in the morning. Kiefer starts feeling guilty that he did wrong to JJ. He got influenced by Rainey's words and misunderstood JJ and blocked her. And because of Rainey, he lost his best friend JJ. Rainey also understood that her and Kiefer's relationship was only till here. Kiefer will never forgive her. And somewhere she knew that Kiefer still has JJ in his heart. So she says goodbye to him forever and leaves from there. That night, Kiefer does not go home. His sister calls Calix and David and asks about him. Then both of them knew very well where Kiefer goes when he gets upset. Both of them reach there and try to cheer him up. They say Rainey has not made only you mad. She has made all of us mad, so stop being upset like this. But Kiefer did not care about Rainey. He was just feeling bad that he lost JJ forever because of Rainey. On which Calix says, what nonsense are you talking? JJ is not dead yet. I just talked to her. Kiefer gets irritated and says, hey idiot, I didn't mean it like that. I know she is alive, but I have lost her forever. Then Calix and David ask him to talk to JJ right away, but Kiefer refuses because he believes that by doing this JJ will get a wrong impression. JJ will think that Rainey is gone, that's why he is approaching her. Calix says yes, that is true, but don't worry, you still have a chance to convince JJ. He says tomorrow is the school camp, something or the other will happen there. On the other hand, the Pink Devil Gang had made a plan that Dana and David will stay together in this camp. And that's why she was repeatedly calling Calix and asking him to bring David to the camp for the past few days. Here Calix was confused as to why she was repeatedly calling and asking him to bring David. Everyone was confused, but David confidently says, look brother, don't think that I'm trying to snitch JJ from you now. If she has started liking me, then what is my fault in this? But no one takes David's words seriously. The next day, Kiefer also reaches the camp with Calix and David. He was looking at JJ again, and JJ was ignoring him. Another new member, Atala, is added to the gang of the Pink Devils. Everyone was very excited about the plan to unite Dana and David. The plan was that Atala would scare David by becoming a ghost and our Miss Dana would save him like a hero. This would leave a good impression on David, and finally he would fall in love with Dana. At night, everyone sets up their tents and spends time near the campfire. Kiefer tries a lot to talk to JJ, but to no avail. He gets upset. Calix asks him to execute Plan B. Kiefer thinks that Plan B will not work. David asks him to trust Plan B. Then they come near JJ's tent and start crying loudly and say, poor Kiefer is very hurt. He is not able to bear this pain. It seems that he will commit suicide. We have to pray for him. Saying this, both of them run away. JJ gets very scared and quickly comes out and starts looking for Kiefer. She does not have to go far. He was nearby. JJ comes running and says, what are you doing? One day you yourself told me that committing suicide is wrong, and today you yourself are doing this. Then Kiefer says, these stars are looking so beautiful, right? JJ asks, have you gone mad? What nonsense are you talking? Meanwhile, Calix and David quickly place a bench there. Kiefer takes her towards the bench. JJ gets confused, wondering how the bench suddenly appeared. Then Kiefer says all this is normal in Korean dramas. JJ says, why are you suddenly talking about Korean dramas? Then Kiefer starts telling her about constellations. JJ says, I've read all this in school. Kiefer says, but you must not know their names. JJ finds his behavior a bit strange. Then Kiefer looks at a constellation and says this is it. That's all. He's unable to say anything further because he couldn't hear David's words properly. He repeatedly says this is. JJ angrily says, yes, what is this? Tell me further. Now Kiefer can hear clearly. He starts telling the names of all the constellations one by one. JJ also looks at them carefully. At last he shows her Polaris and says this is the most loyal constellation. It never changes. It stays at the same place all the time. JJ feels that she's heard all these things before. Before Kiefer can say anything further, she stops him and asks, "Why do all these things sound familiar to me?" Then she realizes that these are dialogues from episode 14 of the Korean drama Moon Lovers Scarlet Heart, in which the beautiful main lead is IU. This drama is Lucy and JJ's favorite. JJ feels that Kiefer is trying to impress her. The poor guy gets scared and is unable to say anything further. Calix and David also get scared and run away. JJ starts laughing. Kiefer calls them both cheaters. JJ says, "Oh, so till now these two were helping you. By the way, I didn't know that you would do so much to convince me." Kiefer says, "Lucy told me that you like to imagine yourself like the character of a Korean drama. That's why I did all this." JJ says, "It means you want me to think of myself as Haesoo from Scarlet Heart." He says, "Yes." She says, "But Kiefer in the last Haesoo died." Kiefer says, "Is it really true?" Both start laughing. He says, "Sorry, I didn't know. I've seen only 4 episodes." She says, "Are you okay? When Lucy and I used to watch Korean dramas, you used to tease us, but now you yourself start watching Korean dramas." Then Kiefer says, "I was very bad. Because of me, you started hating me." But JJ believes that she never hated him. Kiefer says, "JJ, I've memorized these lines with great difficulty. Please let me speak the rest of the lines." She says, "Continue." Then he compares our cute JJ with Polaris. All these dialogues were for drama, but Kiefer's feeling was real. Kiefer likes JJ from the start. JJ has always been his first Pierre, but he couldn't understand all this. Plus, Rainey always confused him. She started showing herself as simple and straightforward to JJ, so he kept getting more confused. But now Kiefer is completely sure that Rainey was just a fluctuation and JJ was always in his heart. He considers JJ an important part of his life. He says, "Sorry JJ, I took too long to realize that I cannot stay away from you." JJ gets very emotional and feels touched and accepts it straight away. Finally, Kiefer confesses his love to JJ. He asks her to be his girlfriend and obviously JJ says yes. Then both of them become a couple. After that, both of them reach their camping spot. The teachers have organized a game in which the bravest person will be tested. With the excuse of this game, the Pink Devils were going to introduce Dana and David, and according to this, they had also made a group. Our newly made couple did not want to be separated from each other. They wanted to stay in the same group, but this was not possible. Both of them start being stubborn like children, which makes everyone cringe. But Calix and David feel proud that their plan to introduce Kiefer and JJ was successful. The game starts. David and Calix were very confident, so they decide to go first. Micah goes with them. The Pink Devils start preparing to execute their ghost plan. On the way, Micah and David argue about the direction. David says, "We have to go this way." Then Micah says, "No, we have to go this way." Both of them talk. Micah angrily goes to Dana and Jazzy's group. After that, brave Calix and David start moving ahead. Then they see someone standing in white clothes. Both get scared. Then David remembers that the teacher had said that they have set many traps for them on the way. Then they think that this is some student whom the teacher has sent to scare them. Seeing his height and figure, David thinks that this must be Dana. Calix says then, "Okay, let's take a selfie and post it. We will get a lot of likes." Both get excited and start taking selfies. The witch starts laughing in a scary voice and both get scared again. David says, "Dana, this is a selfie, not a video, so stop giving sound effects." Then, according to the plan of Pink Devils, Dana comes running and says, "Hey, this is a real witch." Then both start trembling with fear. Dana forbids David to get scared and goes straight, telling the witch to leave from there right now. The witch does not say anything. Then Dana pulls her and slaps her. Just then Atala comes running there dressed as a witch. Dana says, "If you are here, then who is this?" Everyone understands that she is a real witch. Calix and Atala run away. David and Dana faint right there. The plan went wrong, but what the Pink Devils wanted happened. When both of them regain consciousness, David gets really impressed with Dana and says how brave you are. You slapped a witch to save us. Dana blushes. Then both hug each other. Then the witch's laughter is heard again. Both quickly run away from there. At night, everyone enjoys a lot at the camping spot. The newly made couple JJ and Kiefer were not ready to leave each other. Now David and Dana also start with them, meaning now both of them have also become a couple. Then everyone sings songs together, takes selfies, and watches fireworks. The next day, they return home from the sea camp. Kiefer comes to drop JJ home. Mom suddenly comes out and surprises both of them. Everyone is happy. JJ tells her mom about her and Kiefer's relationship. Mom says, I already knew that you like Kiefer. Whenever you used to talk about him, there was a different sparkle in your eyes. JJ is embarrassed and asks her to keep quiet. But Kiefer asks, Ani, please say it once more, I couldn't hear properly. Then the time comes for Kiefer to go back home. Both of them didn't feel like separating, but what to do now? They have to go anyway. Both of them say goodbye to each other cutely. The next day, when JJ comes home from school, she starts looking for Mom. Then she finds a form, which is the admission form of a Malaysian school. She is shocked to see this. Mom also comes there. Both of them start discussing this. JJ didn't feel like going to Malaysia. Mom feels that she doesn't want to go because of Kiefer, but she says Mom, Kiefer is not the only reason. There are many other reasons too. I grew up here, my friends are here, and Dad is here. How can I leave all these and go? Mom explains to her that she has no other option. She will not be able to pay the fees of her high school next year because the fees are very high, and she was also feeling bad that JJ has to stay alone here. Whatever Mom was doing, she was doing it for JJ's better future. At last, JJ has to agree to Mom's words. The next day at school, she tells this to Dana and friends first. Dana gets hurt the most and says, how can you do this? We had just become friends and right now you are talking about leaving. JJ explains that she has no other option. Next, she meets Lucy and explains to her that she cannot stay with her forever. So from now on, she has to become independent and do small things like eating, wearing clothes, and taking care of toys properly. While saying all this, JJ was crying a lot. Poor Lucy couldn't understand why she was crying. After that, she made a bucket list in which the first thing was to dance to a pop song with her friends. And she did this. Kiefer didn't know yet that JJ would go to Malaysia. JJ made a photo album in which most of the photos were of Kiefer. The next day, Kiefer and friends were watching JJ's mom leaving the principal's office. Kiefer thinks that maybe she has come to know about JJ's studies, but Mom had come to get the transfer certificate. All the documents were ready. Mom tells JJ that she is getting calls from the office again and again. This weekend, she and JJ will have to go to Malaysia. JJ didn't expect that all this would happen so soon. Now he has very little time. On the other hand, the sister talks about feeding Lucy, but she refuses and talks about doing everything alone. Kiefer says, you definitely need something. Come on, tell me what you want now. Lucy says nothing. JJ has told me to do all this alone because she cannot stay with me all the time. Hearing this, Kiefer and the sister get a little confused, but they don't find this thing that seresis. The next day, the teacher was looking for JJ, but she didn't come to school. Then Kiefer comes. The teacher asks her for help. He asks Kiefer to deliver some important documents of JJ to her home. And this is where Kiefer comes to know that JJ is going to Malaysia for studies. Kiefer is shocked after knowing this. He comes to her house directly after school. JJ behaves normally in front of him. She still didn't have the courage to tell Kiefer anything. Kiefer says, I came to know from the teacher that you are going to Malaysia. Is this true? JJ is shocked. After a while, she says yes. He asks, when are you going? She says this weekend. He says, you are going on the weekend and you didn't even think it necessary to tell me. JJ says, I was going to tell you when the right time comes. He says, when will you reach Malaysia? Then JJ explains to him that she herself doesn't want to leave him, but she has no other option. Kiefer gets upset and leaves from there. He stops replying to her calls and messages. Both of them are very upset. The next day, everyone organizes a farewell party for JJ. Everyone was present except Kiefer. JJ asks about Kiefer. David says, "We have invited Kiefer to come here, but we haven't told him that this is your farewell party." Today was the last day to see everyone happy, so they quickly change the topic and start enjoying the food. After some time, Kiefer comes. JJ is very happy. Both of them sit together and talk. Kiefer was feeling helpless. He was not able to stop JJ from leaving. She explains that she is not leaving forever and will return after a few years. But Kiefer doesn't understand because his mom and dad had also said, "We will always be with you." But then they died in an accident and left Kiefer forever. And since then he started feeling that if his close people are not around him and go away from him, he will lose them forever. He was feeling the same for JJ too. He didn't want to bear the pain of losing someone close again. So he directly talks about breakup. JJ doesn't believe it. Kiefer doesn't have the courage to look at her. She repeatedly says, "I don't want to break up." It was very difficult for Kiefer too. He says, "Loving you is the biggest mistake of my life." Then Kiefer leaves from there. JJ is crying there. Calix and David leave and go away. The rest of the friends take care of JJ. She cries a lot after coming home. Before going to Malaysia, she wanted to give a special gift to Kiefer, which she had made with her own hands. Kiefer wasn't even talking to her, so she leaves that special gift in front of his house that night. The next day, grandmother and all the friends come together to say goodbye to JJ. Everyone gets emotional. JJ and mom leave for the airport. On the other hand, the sister finds JJ's bag. She goes straight and gives it to Kiefer. It contains a big photo album. Then Kiefer reads each page. There were all the photos from meeting JJ to becoming their girlfriend-boyfriend. Kiefer remembers all the beautiful moments spent with her. He convinces himself that he will bear the pain of staying away, but he cannot bear the pain of breakup. He comes straight to meet her, but JJ and mom had already left. Calix gives him the keys of his car and asks him to quickly go to the airport. JJ and mom reach the airport. JJ still hopes that Kiefer will definitely come to meet him. Mom asks him to quickly go inside. Just then Kiefer also reaches there just after they go inside. The security guard asks him to remove the car from the non-parking zone, but Kiefer's entire focus is on finding JJ. He somehow comes inside the airport. He sees JJ. He calls out to her. JJ is very happy to see him. Mom gives both of them time to talk. Kiefer says, "You must be thinking that finally Kiefer has come and now we will patch up." "You are thinking wrong." JJ gets upset. Kiefer says, "When we haven't even broken up, how can we patch up?" JJ says, "But yesterday you said that we have to break up." Kiefer says, "One person cannot cancel an agreement made by two people." JJ assures him that wherever she lives, she will always be Kiefer's. Hearing Kiefer's words, she gets so emotional that she says that she won't go to Malaysia. But Kiefer says, "You will have to go anyway. If you stay far, you will miss me every day. You will realize how much I love you." JJ defends him and asks him to wait for her. He also asks her to come soon. Then JJ starts leaving and Kiefer calls out to her. He says, "I love you." JJ also says, "I love you too." Then both of them start laughing. JJ says bye and starts leaving. Kiefer shows himself to be strong in front of her, but then as soon as he turns back, he starts crying. It's always difficult to say goodbye to your close person, and with this sad moment, the first season of this drama ends here. In the beginning of season 2, we see that JJ had returned to her own country, Indonesia, with her mother after completing her studies from Malaysia after 3 years. Before going to Malaysia, JJ had explained to Kiefer that if their love is true, then it will become even stronger due to long distance, and if it is not true, then there will be a breakup. And today, after 3 years, both are going to meet again. Their relationship is still intact, but even JJ herself does not know whether it is as strong as before or not. As soon as she lands in Indonesia, she starts looking for Kiefer. He had promised that he would come to pick her up, but he had not arrived yet. Then she calls him, but he makes an excuse of work and asks her to come to a cafe. Hearing this, JJ gets upset, and then her mother starts explaining to her that Kiefer has a job. He is a photographer, he must be busy. Then her mother books a taxi herself so that they can reach home easily. JJ feels bad thinking that she has returned after so many years, and her boyfriend Kiefer did not come to pick her up. The driver looks at JJ and jokingly says, "Madam, why are you getting so serious? Smile a little, it doesn't cost money." Hearing his words, JJ's mother laughs secretly, as if she knows something which JJ does not know. At first, JJ does not pay much attention to the driver's words, but then the driver's voice sounds familiar to her. So she asks her mother, "Is this familiar voice?" Mom smiles again, but JJ does not understand. Then the driver removes his mask and JJ sees that the driver is none other than Kiefer. Now her face lights up immediately, and her happiness knows no bounds. She quickly greets him. After that, upon reaching home, Kiefer's sister Lucy, Jazzy, and David welcome JJ. JJ gives gifts to everyone. When she starts giving them to Kiefer, he gets a call and comes out. JJ feels a little weird. Then they see the photo album and start remembering the old days. Jazzy tells that Dana and Calix went to Australia for higher studies and Micah went to Korea. JJ was happy that at least the four of them are together. Then David tells that Kiefer does not meet anyone since he went to Malaysia. He always keeps himself busy in work. They were talking when Kiefer comes. Despite being in a long-distance relationship, both of them had made a lot of good memories. And here JJ makes a photo frame of those memories and gives it to Kiefer. Kiefer asks, "Do you love me so much?" Then she blushes. Then everyone comes and clicks a picture together. JJ's dad is still in jail. Mom and JJ both miss Dad a lot. Here Mom gets emotional and JJ consoles her. After that, everyone had gone home, but Kiefer was still there and he was busy in a call again. When JJ comes out, he hangs up and starts talking to her. JJ says, "You are talking for 32 minutes. Then both start laughing. Now JJ has to go for a job interview tomorrow morning, and Kiefer talks about dropping her. JJ says, "You have some work, I will go alone." But Kiefer still insists, so she agrees but forbids him from coming late. The next day, Kiefer goes to the office early in the morning. Actually, he is a model photographer who works in a reputed agency. He thinks that he'll finish his work quickly and go to pick up JJ, but then he does not pay attention to the time. On the other side, JJ keeps calling him and he is not able to receive it. So JJ herself leaves for the interview. After that, when Kiefer calls her, she is not able to receive it. Actually, she runs behind the bus and misses it. Here, Kiefer finishes his work and leaves to go to her. Then his boss mission gives him an urgent work. The work was very important and urgent, so he does not have the courage to refuse. There, JJ calls the interviewer and requests him to keep the interview tomorrow, but he refuses. JJ gets upset and then sees that a man's wallet has fallen. She calls the man, but he is not able to hear. The man enters the floor shop where he meets his best friend Michael, who is also his one and only employee. He sees him staring at the girl and says, "I have kept you to sell flowers, not to stare at the girl." On which he says, "Hey, my friend Yuri, I am not looking at her in that way. I have noticed many times that either boys come to buy flowers or old age people come, but for the first time I have seen such a beautiful girl buying flowers." Both of them were talking when JJ comes. Michael gets happy seeing another beautiful girl and Yuri asks him to be quiet. Here JJ returns Yuri his wallet. Michael says, "You are not only beautiful, but also honest." Then the girl who came to buy flowers comes to them. She had to buy flowers for her crush, but she was not able to understand what she should buy. Then Michael gives her useless suggestions. Then JJ asks, "Can I know what type of boy he is?" She says he is very cool and handsome. Then she says, "I always drop hints to him, but he doesn't understand that I like him." JJ understands what will be right for him, and she recommends him blue flowers, which is a symbol of one-sided love. Now Yuri is very impressed by JJ's kindness and intelligence. The girl also likes JJ's recommendation. Then JJ leaves, but forgets her job application there, so Yuri quickly follows her. When he comes to know that JJ needs a job, then without wasting time, he says, "Will you work in my store?" JJ doesn't believe it and asks, "Is there a vacancy here?" He says, "Not really, but if you join then I will fire Michael." JJ understood that he is joking. JJ and Michael both will work in his store. Only then that girl comes out, and seeing JJ, she says thank you to her, and our dear JJ wishes her best of luck. The poor girl does not even know to whom she is wishing best. We will find out it later. Then JJ happily accepts the job offer. Then they start discussing how to increase the profit of the store and how to increase sales. JJ sees a lot of young boys and girls around the shop and suggests that a coffee and Wi-Fi corner should be added to the store. This will attract young boys and girls and couples, and they will come here and hang out. Along with coffee, our flowers will also be sold, and our store will become more popular. Yuri likes this idea very much. On the other side, Kiefer was leaving after finishing some urgent work when JJ messaged him and said, "You must have got stuck in some urgent work. It doesn't matter. You don't need to come here anymore. I have got a job." Kiefer felt relieved after reading the message that she had got the job, but he felt guilty and sad because he couldn't go with her. Then his boss, Miss Lin, came, who treats him like her son. She asked him what happened. Then he told her that today he had to bring his girlfriend for the interview. He had to go, but he couldn't. He didn't want to disappoint his girlfriend. Then Miss Lin said to him, "Then you should apologize to her right now. Do one thing, send her flowers right now. Call the florist right away." Saying this, she leaves. On the other side, Yuri ordered a coffee machine. Michael said to JJ, "He accepted your ideas at once, but never mine." Then he got a call from a boy who had to send flowers for his girlfriend. Michael asked JJ to note down the name and address. First, he asked him to write to JJ. Hearing this, JJ got confused for a second. Then Michael asked him to write from Kiefer. Hearing this, JJ's confusion went away, and she started smiling and forgot her anger. After that, she brought flowers and came home. Then she happily shared with her mom that she had got a new job in a flower shop. On the other hand, the girl who came into the store was also working with Kiefer. Here she gave flowers to Kiefer. She works in Kiefer's workplace, and her name is Yuran. You all must have understood by now to whom JJ gave best wishes, but our Kiefer considers her just a friend, nothing more than that. She kept the flowers there and got nervous and said, "You are going home, so go properly. I am going to the washroom." Saying this, she ran away because her heartbeat got fast, and Kiefer said, "But the washroom is here." Then he started leaving after keeping the flowers on his table. Then Miss Lin asked him about JJ. He told her that now everything was under control. Then Miss Lin told him about a photography contest. If he got selected, he would get a contract to work with her favorite photographer John in Paris for 2 years. Miss Lin knew that working with John would be a great success. It was Kiefer's dream to do this, so she asked him to fill out the contest form today and send in his best photos for the contest. Kiefer talked about sending them after going home. As soon as he left, John asked Miss Lin, "So this is your best photographer?" She said, "Yes, it would have been better if you had met him directly." He said, "You already know the rules. Any contestant meeting before the results would be cheating." Miss Lin felt that John's statement was correct, but somewhere Miss Lin was of the opinion that John would not find a better photographer than Kiefer. Kiefer would win this contest. Seeing Miss Lin so excited for Kiefer, he asked, "You told me that he is the best photographer of your agency."
She said yes.
He asked, "How many photographs do you have in total?" She smiled and said, "Only one." Here it became clear that Miss Lin really considered Kiefer as her son. She was more concerned about Kiefer's future than her company. On the other side, Kiefer told his sister about the Paris photography contest. His sister was very happy for her brother. Then she asked if he had told JJ about this. He froze for a few seconds and then said no. Then she asked him to tell everything to JJ as soon as possible so that there were no misunderstandings later. Meanwhile, JJ and her mom came to the jail to meet her dad. They brought tasty dishes for him. She was sad that her dad was away from her, but at least she was grateful to God that he was alive and healthy. In Kiefer's office, Sari, who is Kiefer and Jonah's coworker, noticed that Yuran was staring at Kiefer. She indirectly talked to her and told her to stay within limits, and then made fun of her for her height. Kiefer noticed all this, and when she came for the photo shoot, Kiefer asked her to remove her heels because she was looking too tall. Her face was worth seeing, and Yuran enjoyed all this. Next, we see JJ, where they were discussing ideas to improve sales, and then Kiefer came to meet JJ. JJ became very happy and hugged him, and seeing all this, Yuri got a little jealous. Then JJ introduced everyone to each other. Yuri introduced himself as JJ's friend and Kiefer introduced himself as JJ's boyfriend. Just by looking at Yuri, he understood that he definitely liked his girl. Both of them gave each other looks. Kiefer wanted to take JJ on a date, so both of them left from there. On the way, protests were going on against corrupt government officers. Kiefer and JJ were coming in this direction. Here, Kiefer went to tell her about going to Paris when JJ's eyes fell on the protesters. They were talking about killing corrupt officials and their families. Seeing this, JJ got scared. But both of them were in the car, so Kiefer didn't think there would be any issue, and he told JJ not to get scared. Just then, one of the protesters saw JJ and recognized him and shouted and told everyone. Now, Kiefer did not expect that something like this would happen. He told JJ to run quickly, and he did something. Before she could speak, Kiefer came out and jumped on the protesters. Then they started beating Kiefer badly. She started shouting for help. Just then the police arrived for luck, and everyone started running. JJ came running to Kiefer and then brought him home and started taking care of his injuries. She checked his cheeks here and there. He said, "Yes, if you kiss me here, then I will be fine." She said, "You are joking." JJ thought that this was not funny at all. Kiefer assured her that he was fine and had just gotten minor injuries. Then JJ started crying that Kiefer did not even care about his life to save her. She said, "How can you put your life in danger for anyone?" Kiefer said, "You are my own. If I don't do it for you, then for whom will I do it?" Then Kiefer calmed her down. On the other side, JJ's mom came to know from Kiefer's sister that Kiefer was going to Paris. Hearing this, mom got shocked. She said, "JJ did not tell me." Then both understood that Kiefer himself had not told JJ till now. The next morning, John came to meet Kiefer. He had seen Kiefer's work and was very impressed. Both were talking when Sari through you ran from behind, due to which her ankle got sprained. Then Kiefer came to help her and took her to the doctor, and because of this, he got late in picking up JJ. When he came to pick up JJ, Yuri told him that she had left. They had a little argument here. Yuri thought that Kiefer did not value JJ. Kiefer told him to mind his own business. Then he quickly called JJ and found out that she had reached home and was safe. JJ's mom came to know about Paris from his sister and asked Kiefer, "What did you tell JJ?" Then mom repeatedly forbade him to disappoint JJ again and told him to tell her as soon as possible. The next morning, he came to pick up JJ. JJ was upset, but did not get angry. Then he talked about dropping her off, but she refused. Kiefer repeatedly said sorry for tomorrow. JJ forgave him. Then he talked about dropping her off again. She said, "Kiefer, I am not the high school JJ. I can take care of myself. You don't need to pick me up." Then he apologized again and insisted that he would drop her. Then he got a call from the office. JJ asked him to go to the office. Then she went herself. After that, Yuri noticed that JJ was upset, and he told her that if she needed to talk to anyone, she could talk to him. Just then, Kiefer came with flowers and apologized to JJ. Yuri watched all this from a distance. Now, everything was fine between JJ and Kiefer. Kiefer asked JJ to accompany him to a fashion show, but JJ refused. She was still traumatized by the protest incident and felt that someone would recognize her at the event as the daughter of a corrupt politician. She did not want Kiefer's reputation to be ruined because of her. She did not want to be embarrassed. Kiefer insisted again, and finally JJ agreed. At the event, Kiefer introduced JJ to his boss, Miss Lin. Here, Miss Lin praised him. Then she found JJ's face familiar. JJ got scared, and somehow she managed the situation. She said she worked in a nearby floor shop and must have seen her there. Then the fashion show began, and the models showed their best designs on the runway. Kiefer was busy taking pictures of the models while JJ was watching the show with the guests. A guest sitting near JJ also found JJ's face familiar. She got scared again. If everyone came to know, then the event would be ruined. So she quietly left the event and came to her workplace and told Yuri, crying, that she left Kiefer's event because she was afraid that if the guest recognized her, then the event would be ruined and Kiefer's career would be ruined. Yuri didn't understand anything. Then JJ told him about her dad being in jail. On the other side, Kiefer started looking for JJ after the event. When he didn't find her, he called her, but she didn't receive the call. She didn't have the courage to face him. Then he went straight to her house, but she wasn't at home. Her mom also started getting worried. On the other side, Yuri explained to her that she shouldn't be embarrassed about that. Yuri finally understood today that JJ loved Kiefer a lot. Both were talking when Kiefer came and got angry seeing her with Yuri. Yuri asked him to talk to JJ properly, but he asked him to mind his own business. Then JJ calmed both of them down and apologized to Yuri and asked Kiefer to apologize too. He said he would message him after going home, but she didn't agree, so Kiefer apologized. Then both came out. Kiefer said, "You are not like before. Where has that JJ gone who is not scared of anyone?" JJ said, "I am the same. I love you more than before. That's why I do not want you to have any problem because of me. I do not want to lose you." He said, "You will never lose me." JJ asked him to promise her that they would not be separated again. Then Kiefer remembered the Paris thing, and before he could say anything, a taxi arrived. Kiefer said, "Why did you book a taxi when I am here?" She said, "I want to be alone now." He respected her emotions and let her go alone. The next day, Miss Lin informed Kiefer that he had only a week's time to go to Paris and asked him to keep everything ready. Hearing this news, Kiefer was not that happy. He had not told anything to JJ yet. Tomorrow was JJ's birthday too, and he didn't want to ruin her birthday by telling her this. Then his sister explained to him that he should not delay anymore. He decided that he would tell her the next day on her birthday. Meanwhile, Yuran came again to get flowers for her crush Kiefer. She told JJ that her crush was going to Paris in a few days, but she had not confessed her feelings to him yet. Then JJ again wished her best, and this time recommended sunflowers. Then she left after telling all the requirements. When Yuri and JJ came to deliver Yuran's bouquet, JJ noticed that this was Kiefer's office too. Then she delivered the bouquet to Yuran. Then she thought of meeting Kiefer. She came upstairs looking for him and then saw that Yuran was giving a bouquet to Kiefer. He asked, "How do you know that I am going to Paris?" Yuran said the whole office knows about this. Seeing this, JJ understood that Yuran liked Kiefer. She also came to know that Kiefer was going to Paris, which he had never told her till date. She didn't say anything there and came down crying. Yuri repeatedly asked what happened, but she didn't say anything there. At home, Kiefer had arranged a surprise birthday party for JJ. Then he took the cake to JJ's room. When he left, Mom asked Sister if Kiefer had told JJ about going to Paris. She said no. JJ heard all this and said, "Everyone knows, but I don't even know." Then she went to her room, crying, unaware of all this. Kiefer surprised her and asked her to blow out the candle quickly and asked her to wish. JJ said, "I wish that you will stop lying to me." Kiefer didn't understand. JJ said, "Why, Kiefer? Why did you lie to me?" Kiefer got confused. Then she said, "Why are you doing this? Have I made a mistake? Am I related to you or not?" Kiefer said, "You are my girlfriend. You are the world." JJ said, "Everyone knows that you are going to Paris, only I don't know why, Kiefer. I have no importance in your life." Kiefer explained to her that he wanted to tell her about this, and he was just waiting for the right time. JJ said, "You told Ren also, which gave you a chance to give a bouquet, but you didn't give me a chance to understand and process such a big thing." Kiefer's explanation she did not want to listen to. She said that she was tired of their relationship and asked him to leave right now. He came down and apologized to Mom and promised her to fix everything as soon as possible and went home with his sister and Lucy. The next morning, JJ and Mom came to celebrate his birthday with Dad. Dad understood by looking at JJ's face that he was upset. When he asked the reason, Mom told him about Kiefer going to Paris. Dad explained to her that love never ends by being away, rather it becomes stronger. After a few days, she came to meet Miss Lin, who told her that Kiefer had canceled his plan to go to Paris because JJ was more important to him. She stopped JJ from getting angry with Kiefer and asked her to talk to him. Hearing all this, JJ became happy and told Miss Lin that she and Kiefer had been in a long-distance relationship before. Miss Lin also told her the same thing that her dad had told her. Miss Lin and her husband were also in a long-distance relationship for 3 years, but Miss Lin's love had never decreased and was increasing day by day. JJ asked, "Where does your husband live?" She said, "Heaven," and left after saying this. In the evening, JJ called Kiefer and said that she was tired of this life and talked about dying. Kiefer told her to wait right there. Then, he immediately came to her. She said, "Why did you take so long? What if I would have felt cold?" Then Kiefer said, "Wait a second. Why is all this familiar to me?" Actually, he remembered that this had happened before, also during high school time. JJ had done this before. Then JJ was serious about dying, but today she was not serious. She was not angry with Kiefer. JJ had come to know that love means sacrifice, so JJ wanted Kiefer to go to Paris to fulfill his dreams and become the best version of himself. Kiefer said, "What?" JJ jokingly said, "Look, I don't want to marry any average-earning Kiefer, so you have to go to Paris and give your best so that you can give me a better future." Kiefer said, "You are supporting or insulting me?" And then both of them started laughing. Next, JJ and everyone together arranged a farewell for Kiefer. Now the day of departure arrived. JJ and Kiefer went to the airport. Here they cried and then said their final goodbye just like it happened 3 years ago, but this time JJ understood that distance makes the relationship strong. Now a few months passed like this and JJ was working at the shop. Just then someone sent her flowers and JJ said, "Who will send me flowers?" Then he removed his mask and he was none other than Kiefer, who took a few days off and had come to meet JJ. Now JJ became very happy, and with this happy moment, this sweet drama had a happy ending. How would you like this drama, and which was your favorite character? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for watching more dramas like this.